Howdy ho, you Listeria-laced Lunarians. Welcome back to today's episode of the Jowp podcast. I am joined with none other than the bottom two of the big three hosts, Devin and Gabe.
Sup?
You didn't like that, did you?
I don't know how to feel about it.
I mean, it's not wrong.
If you think that, I'll let you believe that.
Best host. Big
Bottom
three.
three?
Bottom three.
Bottom skills?
You're a bottom three.
I'm just saying bottom three. No, like bottom three of the big three.
Yeah, you're bottom three of the big three.
I guess I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take the L.
You're the Bleach of the big three.
I mean, in his opinion, that's all. I'm
talking about in the general consensus. I don't know the
general
world.
consensus.
I don't know the world.
I don't know if there is a general consensus. I feel like the general consensus is they haven't seen Bleach. Not that they don't like Bleach.
And then now that like 1,000-Year Blood War is coming out, people are trying to see it. And they
look at my anime list. Which anime has the highest rating? Then we can do that. Let's do that.
True.
Because then that would be Naruto.
I'm glad y'all have one good arc at least.
Y'all as in Bleach?
Yeah.
There's 2-3 good arcs. Well, 2 argue 3.
What good arcs does Naruto have, Devin?
Come on, man. What are we doing?
No, name them.
Name
right
them.
now.
So, you get the obvious one. I'm going to get the pain arc out of there. That's a give me.
Okay.
Sasuke retrieval arc is classic.
I don't like Sasuke retrieval.
No,
You
that one's
don't-
overrated.
Sasuke retrieval is
not overrated. It's such a good arc. What do you want?
Let's talk about this. What is the best retrieval arc in Naruto? Sasuke retrieval.
What? How many retrieval arcs do we have? I think we have 2, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah,
best retrieval arc in One Piece. Robin at Enies Lobby. Best retrieval arc in Bleach. Soul Society.
Why is that a
No,
thing?
listen. Best retrieval arc in Bleach. Soul Society. I would argue that Sasuke retrieval is the worst of those 3 retrieval arcs.
Okay, why are we comparing retrieval arcs? You told me
I'm
name
just saying,
good
it's bad.
arcs in Naruto.
It's not that good.
Just because your arc, one retrieval arc is better than another one, doesn't make that one automatically bad. That's not how that argument works.
It's still not good. It's like
Why bring up the argument?
The
argument would work if he's trying to say it's the best retrieval
I thought I was
arc.
going somewhere with that, but I really didn't. I talked myself in a circle.
Get somewhere, Jose?
You can go through.
You can
Go through.
You don't even have to armor crawl.
Jose, just walk
walk.
over, dude.
Oh, over there by the air fryer. I don't know why I brought that up.
I don't know. You
I
brought
was
that
going
up.
somewhere with it.
Solid retrieval arc is a good arc. Overrated or not, it's just because it's overrated doesn't make it not a good arc.
2 arcs.
Solid retrieval that's pretty good.
I would say it's overrated because it's not a good arc. It's an okay arc. I think.
That's why I said it's like a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. I don't know. That's a lot of good.
That just means
moments.
like it's good.
all the fights are pretty good, especially the Neji versus the spider guy.
Nope, I don't think
Kimimaro?
No,
so.
Kimimaro
No,
is the
that's
bone
Rock
guy.
Lee versus Kimimaro.
Yeah, it's Gara.
Gara.
It's Gara and Lee.
yeah.
All those fights are so good. You can't say
That's
any
a
of
good
them are
fight.
What arc is Kimimaro?
So you fuck
from?
with like the Kiba one?
No,
Force to Death?
Kimimaro is still part of Sasuke retrieval. Just he fights late. He's a different person.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. That I think is a good part of the retrieval arc. Is the Kimimaro
I'll give you the Kimimaro fight.
I think it's been a while since y'all read or watched. Reading those fights are so good.
I've seen it like 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, you've seen it, but reading those
I've
fights.
also read it too.
I'll admit, I haven't read Naruto in years.
Like the Neji panel when he finally lands that blow, it's such a good panel. Like
so that one panel, but the whole fight.
The whole fight's good because Neji's constantly trying to like
hit him,
but and since he's Hugo, right? The statement like he has no blind spots, but he actually has one, which is behind
it's the 1 degree right there.
So he's constantly like fighting. It's a good fight. Watching him defending himself and constantly like, going back and forth with someone who clearly has the avenge is a good fight. I think the only fight where I didn't really care about was Kiba's one, but even then, no, I still enjoyed it.
I didn't really care for Choji's fight either.
It was kind of cool watching.
Is that the one where he fights the sound ninja?
Yeah, Chobo. I think his name is.
He's like popped the pills.
Yeah, that one is not okay.
It's not a good fight.
I think all the sound ninja are kind of like
they're kind of boring.
They're so boring. They shouldn't be in the story. Really. I mean, like story wise, I see why they're there, but like they're not good.
And then would you consider like Naruto versus Sasuke like the final
yes,
battle?
that's part of the Sasuke.
Yeah,
so I'll give you that. I'll give you Lee versus Kimimaro, and then Gar and Lee versus Kimimaro, and then
I'll just say the whole Kimimaro in it.
Yeah.
Everything with Kimimaro was
really
good.
It was really
and
good,
then Final Valley.
You got drunk Lee fighting. And you also got Shikamaru fighting too.
Like,
I liked all the fights.
Neji one was like okay. It was bad until the end, and that end doesn't make up for the fight.
What do you mean? The whole fight was so interesting.
I didn't think
maybe
so.
you're a little blinded by nostalgia when that.
I think
don't
you
think
are. I don't think it's that
like
interesting.
old Naruto isn't as good as nearly as people say it is. Like I think when they're kids, it's not nearly as entertaining as people hype it up to be.
Of course, I preferred Shippuden or like older Naruto over the new one, but I still like that arc. Like that arc's still a pretty good arc in my opinion. But even past go on from Sasuke retrieval, I like the 5 Kage Summit. I enjoy the 5 Kage Summit.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good arc.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Now that I think about it, Naruto doesn't have too many arcs.
Yeah,
now that I think about it.
It does.
Does it?
It's just about the same as the other big three do.
You think so? I don't know. I'm trying to think of like the other arcs they have. I didn't really like the bridge arc.
You have Land of Waves.
I kind of like the Land of Waves. It's not.
It's
okay. That's the one. That one's in my opinion is like a 6
I
out
don't
of
think
10.
you like the Land of Waves. I think you like the Zabuza interaction.
Maybe I did like
because the Land of Waves.
I think that's what everyone everyone just says that's what Land of Waves is. It's just the Zabuza interaction.
Yeah.
That's Land of Waves. That's why Land of Waves is good. I'm like, no.
That's why I could. Even
I
see
like the back half of Land of Waves.
Like if you're talking about like for instance like One Piece like Water 7, you're like I don't really care for Water 7. It's kind of a mid arc. I could see it. Like okay, you don't like the whole beginning going through Gaia Lot. That's fine. It's kind of a boring part. The end and then going into Indy's lobby and stuff. That's a different story. But it's like what?
I like Water 7, but
but some people say like Water 7 is boring because it's like one of the first longer arcs.
True.
It's very back heavy. It's not very front heavy. So it's like people got really bored with it. And I think it's kind of similar with the Land of Waves. It's like it's boring. Granted, it was only like 5 or 10 episodes or something, and then the Zabuza stuff happened.
Oh, Land of Waves.
It's a pretty short
episode
arc.
wise. I don't know.
I want to say it's like
Land of
15 or 20 episodes like total, but it's just like
it's been a
or maybe
while.
it's 30. I don't know. I know it's like. It's backloaded. The Zabuza interaction was what carried that whole arc.
I mean, yeah, of course. I was like when I thought about it is the back half when Naruto first let go of the cloak and then.
I will say though, the whole Zabuza interaction was pretty good. It was a pretty good interaction.
It was
I like it. It was clean. The whole Naruto with Sasuke, bro, I was kind of clean.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember I guess that's part of the pain arc because Jiraiya versus Pain. That's part of the pain arc.
Yeah.
What's Sasuke and Tachi? What arc is that a part of? Is that like the back? There's certain fights that happen. I don't know what arc this is a part of. Because they always fall in the back half or the back end of the arcs.
I believe. Some people would consider Sasuke and Itachi a part of the 5 Kage Summit because it kind of goes into
leads into it.
I guess.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a break though, because after the fight, Sasuke's like downed for a while, and then
weird.
he goes to the 5 Kage Summit.
I know.
There's certain weird moments in also like the Killer Bee and Sasuke fight or something I actually really like.
That's like part of the Taka.
That's like Taka, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I forgot.
Taka,
I forgot Taka's like a whole arc. I kind of.
So when Itachi is that the end of Taka? When it's like the tail end of like that whole section, when he's fighting all these people, and then he ends up going towards going for Itachi.
Yeah, I guess that'd probably be the Taka arc.
I guess. True. I don't know.
I would say that had some pretty cool fights.
I feel like Naruto was
interesting.
I mean, that's just because I love Sasuke. Sasuke vs Killer Bee, goated
fight, so good.
I even like Sasuke.
Low-key, that fight might be underrated.
It is underrated. No one ever talks about it,
that.
and it makes me so upset.
Yeah.
But my argument will always be like, there's not too many bad arcs in Naruto. We don't have the best arcs. But a lot of our arcs are either average.
None of them
good.
are below 5.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. I don't think there is a bad arc in Naruto. I'll give you that. Except maybe like the Forest of Death, because I know you like the Forest. I know probably everyone likes Forest of Death. I don't like Forest of Death.
It was interesting.
That's Gaara's arc.
I've seen
getting introduced to reading it for the first time was really interesting to me.
I will say because I did watch Naruto, and then when I went back and I read first part Naruto, because I already read Shippuden and I also watched Shippuden, but I went back and read the OG Naruto, way better at manga form. They changed so much stuff, and it's just I watched the anime, I kind of cringe the old anime, but reading the manga, it holds up so well.
Yeah, a lot of my statements
all the Gaara stuff.
Yeah,
it's so good.
A lot of things I say are from a manga perspective since I did read it and stuff. So
I've never watched OG Naruto. I've only read it. So
the only things I watched from OG Naruto are the Chunin exams. I watched the Chunin exam fights, and then I watched the Gaara and saw Naruto fight.
Yeah, I watched Chunin exams and Zabuza stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I watch scenes
and Kimimaro.
Yeah, I watch important scenes.
Fights.
Yeah,
you watch the important fights. Yeah. I know some people do talk about the Ninja War, the whole war arc. It does get a little dragged on at times.
Yeah,
that's it's not saying it's a bad. It's just a complaint.
A lot of people like to separate the war because it's just so long. It's so long. It's only fair to separate certain parts, but I don't know. It's weird in my opinion. I feel like you could maybe cut it in half, but some people like to break it into
reanimation
thirds.
And after that.
I think so, but some people bringing
Ten Tails part of it and then the reanimation part of it.
But some people bringing it up into thirds. I'm like, I don't know. I just break it up in half.
I just say it's the war arc. I put it all as one.
Yeah,
because I like it's what maybe 200 chapters. I want to say it's not.
It's pretty
like
long.
it is long, but
it's
like
one of the longer.
No one has an issue with doing that with One Piece of saying like, oh, Water 7, 200 chapters. Like no one has an issue with that. So I don't feel like I should have a problem with saying Naruto.
But people do split up Water 7 and like Enies Lobby.
Well, Enies Lobby. That makes sense. Water 7 is a bad
Arcs.
example, but like something
no, I know
like
what you mean. Like
Wano, Wano being that long.
Or like when Oda said the next arc's gonna be like the longest, like the whole war arc and stuff. It's gonna be really long and stuff. So it's gonna be most likely the longest arc.
Yeah.
So
stuff like Wano and Dressrosa, no one really breaks those up. Like
but then
Dressrosa,
again,
no one breaks up.
Then again, with Wano, you can break it up because it's literally an acts, like 1, 2,
but it's
3.
still just Wano. Though.
It's still Wano, yeah. But you can say like, okay, Wano Act 1, Wano Act 2, Wano Act 3.
To be fair, I think the only reason why people break it up is because like the first half is kind of like slow and kind of mid.
Yeah.
Of the work.
Yeah. It's a little weird.
I think it peaks really fast because you see all these things happening. Like, oh shit, we've heard about this guy. He's here. We've heard about this guy. He's here.
Yeah.
They're fighting. They're bodying. Okay, they're way too strong. And oh wait, now we're waiting on Naruto. And
I know there's a bunch of fights that people didn't really care about. There's some of them are interesting. Like I like seeing the Gekatsu get reanimated. I thought that'd be a cool concept. Sure. I wish they did more with it, but you know, it happens. They're reanimated. They're gone now.
I can't really think of a fight in the work I didn't like.
I think a lot of the reanimation fights. If you remember, there's so many more than I think you're even thinking of. There's a bunch of.
Well, I know there's a random. I know like
the.
I always thought they were interesting because it's like
the Tsunade's girlfriend did not care for that nigga's fight.
You mean
boyfriend? Who's he fighting?
Was
it Tsunade's girlfriend or was it
boyfriend? Dan?
Boyfriend. Yeah. What did I say? Girlfriend?
I said girlfriend. Yeah.
You said that out of like girlfriend?
I was like, shit.
Like, this is a Naruto. That ring.
Wait a minute. Let me pull the skins.
Yeah.
This is the wrong
Tsunade's
Naruto.
boyfriend.
Yeah, her boyfriend.
Yeah, Dan. I think his name was like Dan or some shit.
Yeah, that was kind of boring. I will give you that. But
and then
and there was stuff that was like pointless with the reanimation, like reanimating like some of the Akatsuki members like being reanimated just to still lose like in a worse way. Like Sazori, he had a very I liked fine with his ending. If you're gonna reanimate anyone, bring back Kisame or something, someone who would like be more interesting to come back.
Yeah.
Like if like Sazori had a complete ending, we got his character arc start to finish. Why bring him back? It was kind of weird.
Well, I think it's more so just like a bodies thing. It's like the accessibility of the body post mortem, and like that's what they had.
Yeah.
That's the in canon.
That's the in canon.
Obviously, Kishimoto.
He could have done whatever.
He's like, oh, cool character, come back.
Yeah, because that's why he was like, I couldn't get Shisui, but you know somehow Orochimaru was out here grabbing the 3 Hokages somehow. Where's Tobirama's body? I got it.
And Hashirama, like that's not guarded or something. Like looked over.
Well, I think he like broke in to get those bodies because they were.
Yeah,
like,
I think he said he broke in.
Yeah. But there was like other people like we got like Deidara. Deidara had like the C0 bomb. How he got Deidara's DNA? But
he got
his ring, right? Is that what he said?
Yeah, I think so. He should have been eviscerated.
He got someone's DNA from the ring. I think Deidara was the one he got it
because he got eviscerated. He was disintegrated.
Because I think it was because like Deidara's arm that Kakashi popped off. He was like, I got it from the ring or something. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember the explanation, dude. I just remember he did it. I was like, cool. I just
wait though. Like Kakashi Kamui, you're right. He did Kamui Deidara's arm.
He did, and then Obito has access to that space.
I was saying maybe he just has access to it.
Wait, that wasn't Obito did though. It was
Kabuto.
It was Kabuto.
But what their work?
No, because Kabuto reanimated him to get Obito on his side. Because Obito was hesitant, and then he was like, "What if I show you this?" And he's like, "The Akatsuki." Obito's like, "I can body all those niggas right now." He's like, "All right, what about this dude?" And he brings up Madara. He's like, "All right, fair. I'm gonna say."
You're like, all right, you got it. I don't know how you got Madara's body.
The fact that Obito sat there, looked at the Akatsuki, was like, "I'm taking them all." No one really talks about that.
I guess I don't know if it was implied he could take them all, but at the time he said, "There's the Akatsuki. Like I don't need the Akatsuki to body like the Great Ninja War. I can just do it myself."
No, because Kabuto was threatening him with the Akatsuki, and he wasn't threatened by it.
Oh yeah, true.
He was threatened by Madara.
I would too, to be honest. I don't know how you got Madara's body. Like I don't know why Obito just allowed Madara's body.
I don't know where that came from.
He's allowed Madara's body
because isn't Obito the only one who should know where Madara's body is?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
He's the latest.
Kabuto found that somehow.
Yeah, that's weird.
But yeah, like even though I would say Naruto probably doesn't have bad arcs, it definitely has lows in the arc that are pretty low. Like there's a lot of low points in the arc where it's just like, this is kind of just here to be here, not really necessary. Yeah, there's like filler in these arcs that are like, they're kind of necessary, but they're still boring, right? Like I feel like if you're a good enough author, you should make the parts that are necessary not boring enough, but like sometimes they just are. Like there's a lot of reanimation stuff like doesn't need to be there. I think he wanted to reanimate way too many people, and he kind of bit off more than he could chew with that.
But yeah, he had this war arc. He's like, I killed off a lot of my cooler characters. So let me just bring them back.
Yeah,
but without bringing like some interactions that would have been cool. Like bringing back Jiraiya would have been kind of cool.
Yep.
But
you can't tell me he didn't have access to Jiraiya's body. It's just the bottom of the lake. Like, let's go get
Yeah,
it.
they're blowing themselves up. He's like, I can't get Jiraiya,
It's
bro.
like, I got the single skin cell, so I can reanimate. But dry up,
Nah.
I'm fuck with water.
I got that nigga from his ring. Yeah, easy money.
Let's go.
There's like a whole body down there.
Nah, I can't do it. But it's fine. I totally see what y'all mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like the tuning exams, like Ino and Sakura, like no one cares about that.
Yeah,
No one get rid of the fight. But hey, it's not as dragged out as it is in manga. It just happened.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, it happened. And we're like, okay, I'm
I
just
think it was
getting
like
past
a
this
couple
chapter.
episodes, if that.
Yeah, it was a couple episodes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. In the manga, it was like a chapter. Like, okay, I'm done with this
Yeah,
fight.
I think it was like 3 or 4.
Kishiro knew he's like, you guys do not care about this fight.
So it's a lot of the downtime is a lot more acceptable in the manga.
Yeah.
So
He's
And
like,
then
he's just
I would
putting it
say-
in there to put it in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then to go with like Bleach, I think Bleach, if you'd say Bleach has, I don't think Bleach has a bad arc per se. Except you could say Substitute Shinigami. I could give you that one. That one
I
is
can
a
give
bad
you that,
arc.
'cause
that arc is boring.
Well, it's very back heavy.
Yeah.
All the stuff leading up to this stuff is like them just running around the Serite is boring. But then it's like, oh my god, I'm from Squad 4. Oh, here, come with us. Like, it's boring. But then you have like Ichigo Kenpachi. That's a good fight. Even
no, that's
like,
Soul Society. I'm talking about Substitute Shinigami.
oh yeah, but before
Yeah.
okay, then yeah, that's boring. I'll give you that.
Because Soul Society is a great arc. Soul Society is a great arc. Arankar is a great arc. I don't think Fullbringer is a great arc, but it's a good arc. It's good enough.
It's okay.
I like the idea of the arc and what
It's
it does for
innovative.
Ichigo.
It's innovative.
And 1,000 Year Blood War arc, I think, is a good arc too.
Yeah.
But like, it has 2 great arcs, and I think Naruto only has 2 great arcs as well. So I think they're about the same.
Great arcs, yeah. Okay.
They're about the same.
Yeah.
And then One Piece, I'm not gonna make a
Yeah,
statement.
we're not
about One Piece.
talking about One Piece.
No one cares to see what I say about One Piece.
You're not talking about One
At
Piece.
least 3 great arcs.
3.
At least 3.
Which ones?
All right, go ahead and name the obvious one.
All right, so we obviously got Innie's Lobby, and it's part of Water 7, right?
Okay.
We obviously got Whole Cake Island,
Okay.
right? So two goated arcs
I'll give you
right
Whole
there
Cake.
off the back.
Okay.
You don't fuck with Water 7 like that?
I fuck with any of the lobbies, so I'll give you
Yeah, it's
that.
any-
I like like 10 chapters of Water 7, like the standoff.
Okay, so Marineford.
I fuck with Marineford.
Are we calling all of Marineford like Impel Down as well, or just the?
I'd say
lower?
just Marineford, like the Great Summer War.
Impel Down is pretty good though.
Impel Down's good.
We're just doing like we're just separating by
I
arcs.
think if you include Impel Down, I would say it's great. But if you're not including it, then maybe not. I think it's just really good.
If we're doing arcs and not sagas, because like a lot of these things can just be wrapped up as in like sagas.
Yeah.
If we do arcs, then
They would be
I do
separated.
like Impel Down, but
Yeah.
like Gabe said, like if we include Impel Down and Marineford, that's a good arc. Like it's more of a saga. That's a
I
good
think
saga.
they should be included. They're the same. It's the same thing. He escapes the prison and
leads
then it
into
goes
it,
to.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's more of like sagas. Though. Like
So,
there's
like,
arcs that lead into one.
Dude, Saga's just a thing people made up. Like it's not like the manga didn't say like this is like Saga's like a thing we made up. It's not what the manga decided. They make arcs.
Yeah,
we
the
made
fans
sagas.
did it in post where it's like this is one location, so it's one thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but
That's
would you
why,
really
like,
consider this the
That's
same
why like
arc
Innie's
though?
Lobby is
Yes,
part
it's
of
the
Water
same arc.
7, so it's like
Says
Innie's
who,
Lobby's
though?
in the Water 7 arc.
Because it goes into the same thing. It's like it's the same scenes, the
If you
same
look- if
day,
you
and
look,
everything.
So Oda, when he
What
published
in what
the,
world is like an arc gonna take a different arc take place in the same day? It doesn't make sense.
I guess yeah. I can't.
You can also break it down pretty simply because Oda on the spines of the volumes he puts like the arc name, and for like Water 7, there's not like an Innie's Lobby. It's just Water 7.
Oh, really?
It's just one thing, and the
Okay.
fans are like, it's 2 locations.
I've always separated. That's all.
Yeah,
Because
because the fans like said like, okay, that's like a whole different thing because it's like even though it does lead into this, they're separated because it's 2 locations.
See, you know me, I'm newer to the One Piece community, so since I've seen all these arcs separated, I just assume or all these locations separated, I assume they're arcs. In my mind, like One Piece, new island, or new place, new arc.
yeah.
That's all I
It's
thought it
new
was.
island, new arc, right? But Impel Down is on the same island,
Island
as
of
Marineford.
Marineford, so yeah.
That's the way Oda views
Well,
it.
it's a different island, but
different
it's
how
like
fans view it.
the 3-way.
Yeah,
it's a
circle
3.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like a part of the same
Yeah.
area, like Hawaii. Right?
I just read what the fans viewed because that's all I had. That's all I knew. So, but if we're clean those things, then yeah, I think
Because
Marineford's
like
a
the
good
same
arc.
thing with Dragon Ball, like that whole thing is just the Boo arc. It ain't the Boo saga. That's just what the fans call it.
That is
it's
the
Boo,
fans.
it's the Android arc. It's not or it's the Android arc, right? He calls it the Android arc. We all call it Cell Saga and
Cell
Android,
Saga, yeah.
but to him it's just the
The
Android,
Android
arc.
arc,
yeah.
yeah.
Even though in some games they're separated. So
Yeah, the games are made for fans.
I know.
So let's just say Whole Cake and
Marineford.
Whole Cake, Marineford, including Impel Down,
Yeah.
right? So that's 2. Sabaody.
Sabaody.
I think
Sabaody is really good.
yeah, it's good, but I wouldn't say it's great. There's a lot of arcs in One Piece where I'm like, these are good arcs, but to say greats, like greats are like these are like good. These are peak of like of the series. I wouldn't.
What's your difference? So you're saying great is peak. So then what's peak and like? Is there a delineation between like this is a great arc and this is the GOAT? Yeah,
like these are like when I think about Naruto, I think
they're
about
one and the same.
When I think about Naruto, I think about the pain arcs, and it's like actually that's the only arc I think about because I think that's a really good arc in Naruto. Like when you think about like that's.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm trying to use my words. Yeah, you're right.
Because like you're saying like great and GOAT are the same thing, but it's like or great and peak are the same thing, but they're different things. Like I'm not saying like I'm not saying Sabaody's the greatest arc in One Piece. I obviously think that's whole cake, but it's like I would still say Sabaody is a great arc.
Yeah, but we're trying to find like the best aspect of One Piece. Like we're trying to think of like some of the best arcs in One Piece. And Sabaody is a good arc, but I wouldn't consider it a great arc.
But why not? What's so like? What I'm asking is like, what's your line between good and great?
Just like what I think. I'm just like it's a good and great or it's subjective.
So it's just like a feeling or what?
Yeah, like okay. I enjoyed Sabaody. Do I think it's better than Marineford when you include Impel Down? No. Do I think it's better than I haven't seen Whole Cake.
but I put those.
Whole Cake? No shot.
I don't think so. Devin's like, no, that's my goat. But what I'm saying is like, yes, I've elevated those to great status. Would you not also say it's comparable to those? Not saying it's better, but it's comparable.
Sabaody?
Yes.
I wouldn't think so. No. Okay. I think like if we had a tier list like those, I would consider those like, I guess S. Sabaody could be a good A. I think Sabaody could be a good A tier art.
So I think this goes back again. Would A not be great?
No, S would be great.
S would be great.
So like, is there anything above great, or is it as great as P?
There's the best. The objective best arc.
So is there like SS?
I guess would just be the best.
Like this is definitely the best arc.
Yeah. I guess I'm just because I'm just thinking
S is like these are the best, and then there's
the best.
Because like I guess I'm thinking of it more so like if you think about like a rating system, like 1 to 10, right?
Okay.
Like 5 is average.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. 6, it's okay. It's okay, right? It has its moments. 7, it's a good thing. 8, it's like okay, now we're getting like really good. 9 is great. 10 is perfect.
Yeah. And
so I'm thinking of like I would put Sabaody as like a high 8, maybe even 9, which is like in my mind great. Not the best, but it's like not like maybe S tier, but it's still like a great arc.
Okay.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
That is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're all saying the same thing.
The 10 is perfect. We're saying that's like the best. In my mind, you can't have multiple 10s in one series.
No, I understand that. Yeah, I understand that because the best is the best.
Yeah, that's what.
Especially within the big three.
So 9 would just be great, and he's saying that Sabaody's an 8, not a 9.
Yeah, no, 9. That's what. Yeah, we're saying the same thing. Or you've a little bit higher than I do personally, but
yeah.
All
right, I guess that's subjectivity. Because I thought you were saying it's like great equals peak.
Yeah, it's kind of sound like I was saying that, and that's why I kind of stopped myself. Like, that's not what I mean. Let me backtrack real quick.
Okay. So I guess big 3 equal.
Big 3.
Everyone got 2.
We all got 2.
Everyone got 2
good arcs. Everyone's like, okay, these are pretty good.
What's Naruto's second?
Between the pain arc?
Great. What's the second great Naruto arc?
Yeah, because we're going back to great now.
Come on, man. The Sasuke Retriever arc is a great arc.
No, it's not. It is not a great arc.
You said it was good earlier. Now you're
like it's good.
No, I said
it has all the fights are really good.
Yeah, and I've always stand by it. I really like the Sasuke Retriever arc. Sasuke Retriever arc is like up there for me. I really love the Sasuke Retriever arc. And you know what? Give me that. Give me the 5 Kage Summit. That's also a really good arc.
Okay, no, you're fair. Okay,
fair. What are we doing here?
I'll give him that.
It's a really.
I always forget about the 5 Kage Summit.
You
think the 5 Kage Summit is great?
Seeing Sasuke just run the gauntlet of being like all these random people.
Because doesn't the Danzo fight? The Danzo fight's also part of the 5 Kage Summit as well.
I thought that was a good fight.
So like 5 Kage Summon, it's good.
Like I give it
Sabaody is great though.
I give it like an 8.
No, I think about it. Right after that, because the way it works is like Sasuke beats Itachi, right? And then it's at the 5 Kage Summit.
Yeah.
And then right after that, he fights like Killer Bee.
After I thought he
I
fought.
don't think so.
I thought he fought Killer Bee before
Itachi.
No,
yes,
remember he has the EMS. You only attained EMS from Itachi.
Yeah, I know, but I'm asking. He had EMS during Killer Bee.
I don't think
he used Amaterasu.
Oh yeah, he did. Because Killer B had to cut off one of the.
Right, but Killer Bee's just that guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just cut it off.
I don't know. I kind of want to include Killer B a part of the Five Kage
Killer B in the Five Kage Summit.
because he fights the Five Kage. He got it.
Can we talk about Sasuke's endurance, bro? Nigga went from fighting Killer Bee to Danzo to the Five Kage. Well, I guess
Five Kage and
A
Danzo.
first, and then he went to the.
To be honest, he had
willing.
fucking. What was her name? Not Karen.
Karen?
Karen. Yeah,
Karen
Karen.
just
She's like, eat me.
She's a walking senzu bean.
I mean, that's fine. He deserves it. Naruto gets Kurama, he gets Karen.
Yeah. You're like, fuck, I don't have infinite chakra like fucking Naruto does, so I just need the senzu bean.
Yeah. It still takes endurance to just keep fighting
true.
anyway.
Sasuke
Even though you're
did-
getting replenished, it still takes a lot.
Sasuke did have the dog in him. Low key,
Yeah.
he was like,
He wanted that. He wanted all this.
he wanted all this fuck, and that's why I like Sasuke.
Yeah, Five Kage Summit was about it. If there was like an arc from an anime that you could like live in as a character, which arc would you want to do?
Living
From any anime?
Yeah, like, and you be a character in said arc. Like,
any
I get to
anime.
choose what character?
yeah. So like, if I was like, I want to be like, make it boring. Like, I want to be Naruto during the Boruto arc, right? Like something like that.
Naruto.
Well, I'm just giving you an example so you like know.
I mean, there's not a lot of arcs I want to live in. I don't want to live in a lot of animes. A lot of
You don't
animes
think
are.
it'd be fun to fight when you're like super strong?
I mean, I guess. Yeah, let me think. I'm gonna think about this.
Like especially if you pick someone who isn't gonna die, right? Like you're guaranteed that's your destiny. You're not gonna die if that character doesn't die.
Oh, so like it plays out how it would, just like I'm kind of like living it.
It doesn't necessarily play out the same
Not
way,
verbatim
but like
outcomes
the
the same.
result will still be the same. But you can change certain actions, but the result will still be the same. It's like it's destiny. It's like made in heaven.
Yeah.
Remember?
I'm trying to think, when I think about arcs, it's like for shonen just has like definitive arcs. So I don't know. I'm just like going like all the shonens in my head.
I was like, I feel like the war, just in general, like I'd want to go through the war arc
I don't know
and
if I
fight.
want to do that.
If I know I'm surviving, like if I
I don't want to fight.
Obito would
You know how
be
many
fun.
days they're fighting? Like I'm not fighting multiple days.
I'm not saying the whole war arc. Like
tiring.
specific fight. I'll be Madara fighting the whole.
Oh, I can choose any character.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I want to be Madara then. All
I'll be
right.
Madara fight the whole Shinobi Alliance. I don't know about if I want to fight the Five Kage. That kind of seems like I feel like fighting a whole war would be fun.
Yeah, fighting a whole
like,
war would be-
Like, you niggas are all fodder. Let me just
Yeah, if I
toss
can choose
you up
it-
real quick.
I thought you meant I have to be the main character. If I could choose any character, then that changes thing.
Who would you pick?
You said
I like Madara versus the Shinobi Alliance. That'd be fun. Let me think of other ones. I don't want to only go to stick to Naruto. There's other animes out
yeah,
there.
this is there. Let me think. Kind of
trying to
drafted so many
think.
arcs.
Like, I'm trying to think of like everything I've seen.
Yeah.
I remember it's like Guts during the eclipse.
Yikes!
I'm kind of him.
I'm him. I think I can take it.
Yeah, you're him.
Guts kind of being pussy about it.
I mean, the outcome's always the same.
Actually, low key though, I think I would be Guts during the Golden Age. That was
Golden Age were kind of hard
because he was kind of vibing in Golden
and then
Age.
he fucked Casca. Like,
I mean, I guess I was like,
That's the peak of the arc. Let's go.
it is, bro.
Golden Age is pretty fun for the
Yeah.
most part. Like they're doing some
He's like,
stuff.
this fights, but it's like you're him.
Yeah, and I'm chilling with a bunch of friends and camaraderie. Like I feel like army is probably one of the best levels of camaraderie you can get.
It was a brotherhood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that would be fun.
You know, I wouldn't mind being part of the Kamari arc. You know, just being Mirror real quick.
I feel like Meru would be boring.
Yeah, it'd be boring.
I feel
Yeah, I'll
like
just
give me,
say
like-
You just play Gogi. for a
yeah,
little
like
bit,
I running
and
Gogi.
then go like get blown up a million times.
Like I gotta fight this old man.
Trying to get nuked.
I don't know. That's not
I
like
can
a
take who's the smoker guy? What's his name?
from One Piece.
No,
no,
Hunter x Hunter.
it's
In
the-
Chimera era.
Oh,
It's the guy with the
long
giant pipe.
It's a giant pipe.
Yeah.
What
I
about
don't
him?
remember his name.
I think it would be him during that Chimera arc.
That
Well, just like
sounds
not
boring
fight the
too.
Cheetah guy. You just sit there, just like I'm not fighting you.
No, he fought Cheetah. He fought Cheetah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
though.
fought
He fought
him.
him by not fighting him.
Yeah, but doesn't he also fights
He fights the tiger guy, the fucking tiger from Frosted Flakes. That's
Joey the Tiger.
Yeah, it's
Who's the guy who
great.
fights the copy lion?
That was him.
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that fight. That's the guy you're saying it's a tiger. Isn't he a lion?
He's a
I
lion.
I guess he's like
'Cause
he's
he had,
striped
he had,
like a
like the
tiger.
earbuds, and then he had like the. Well, he
Yeah,
was a
that fight
Chimera.
was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not a lot of fun fights, to be honest. I think the only fun fight I agree with you is Moderate. It's like I have all this power. I'm just gonna run through them.
You should pick any like isekai fight then. At that point, just pick Ainzo Gon. and,
Yeah,
like,
but it's
any
more
point.
fun as Moderate because I'm physically running the hands with them.
I mean, you still can. Like, you don't have to do everything the same. Yeah, I'm thinking like tournament any tournament arc I think could be fun. Like maybe not the dark tournament from Yu Yu Hakusho because niggas die there, but like the tournament of power, no one dies in the tournament of power, so
Tournament power
that could be interesting. Especially if I pick someone who I know like lasts for quite a while, like Android 17 maybe. Even Goku because he fights all the big people.
Do you think Gohan during the Cell
During the
tournament?
Cell saga?
That sounds kind of boring because I'm just Gohan at that point.
Yeah,
Fighting for my
I don't think
life.
Cell's not a very fun fight to me.
It's like a tournament, dog.
So I'm actually looking at.
I mean, it is.
So I guess
the one man tournament. I mean, there's a gauntlet. If anything, just Cell running the gauntlet.
What is this?
That's not a tournament. I think
I was thinking about like some like the OG Dragon Ball tournaments.
from Goku.
Yeah, like,
I was
like
thinking about like the
Goku.
second, 22nd or
when Master
21st.
Roshi was like pretending to be that other guy.
No, like the one where
doesn't
he's
have
like
a tournament.
older, and
He
then
does it every tournament? I thought he only did it once.
he did it the first and
He-
second. He didn't do it the.
He
third
did it
time.
also because I think he fights. Actually, no, he doesn't fight the 22nd. He fights in all the tournaments that Goku is as a kid, but I think he was
Yeah.
like 2 or.
But then when Goku's
two.
like a teenager, he doesn't.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he doesn't have to. He's
Yeah.
like, that's Goku.
I mean, he didn't have to in the second one either. He just wanted to.
No, he kind of wanted to. He wanted to teach Goku like there will always be people stronger than him.
Yeah.
Why he gotta be the one to teach him that?
Because no one else was going up the balls on Goku. It's Goku.
It happens all the time. Natural progression.
Master
Piccolo
Roshi realized that like, no one during that time was fucking with Goku, so he had to put him down himself.
So clearly he wasn't.
Yes.
But he didn't
Like-
need to enter the tournament to do that. I get the idea. It's like, oh, some rando. It's not me. It
Yeah.
was some other guy did it.
Because it was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah,
Master
you had to
Roshi,
teach him a
you're
lesson.
strong.
If anything, I would say it's probably Roshi trying to motivate Goku because he knows how Goku thinks. Is I want to be the strongest.
I mean, it's both, right? Like, it's a little both. But he does say, like, I can't let Goku get too big of a head because, like, the reason he's teaching him all this is not, like, to be strong, is to, like, it's for himself, to better himself and to better his character.
I don't think Goku would have ever gotten a big head though, and I think Roshi kind of knew that though. That's why, like I'm saying, it's more of like motivation to Goku.
I think
But
it would be
I think in the
motivation.
manga, he clearly states that's
Yeah,
why
he
did
says that, but like it could be just like at the time Toriyama was going for a different, because this happens all the time. Mangakas will write things and then they'll change their mind later because they go for a different storyline.
Yeah, I'm sure Master Roshi later realizes, and that's kind of why he stopped doing it. But like at the time, he wanted to make sure to push Goku down his path.
Yeah.
But I think Greed Island would be a kind of a cool arc. Maybe doing that.
Oh, Greed Island would be
Island kinda
so
cool.
Yeah, that would be
doing all the
fun.
cards shit and then
Yeah.
playing dodgeball.
I completely forgot. That one might be
That might
that
be
one might
fun.
be my number one. That would be fun. Especially if I can pick someone like anyone in the Gon group, I guess. Like if I go in or Killua, because they do all the fun stuff.
I don't know if I'm a Killua, but I'd definitely be like Hisoka.
I don't know if I want to be Gon, bro. That nigga loses his arm.
Yeah, but
And I
but
eat
Killua
that.
was breaking his fingers. He's like,
I'll
"Nope."
take that over losing my arm, bro.
I mean, Hisoka, bro. Hisoka
Why,
does
so you
take-
can look at kids?
I didn't look at him during the arc.
The outcomes.
Yeah, he does.
During the arc?
Yeah.
I wanted to show me that.
Let's see.
Not during the arc, he didn't.
I'd have to remember.
Was
Because
it
I'm
when
sure
they
he
were-
does during
it
the
was when they were
dodgeball.
playing
He's not even
it,
with him
right?
during the whole arc. He's only with him like during like the dodgeball.
Yeah, the
part.
dodgeball. I know. It's that
That's
arc.
part of
And
Greed
during that,
Island,
he was focused on the ball.
Yeah,
He's focused on some of the balls.
He was on the ball. Come on, guys. Hisoka's not a pedophile, dog.
No, he still did clutch up during that dodgeball arc.
He did.
Yeah, and he cut the ball. It was kind of cool.
Actually, Loki being Hisoka during the Phantom Troop arc could be also be fun too.
Would it?
Black. 'Cause if you do conclude, would you also include the part of Hisoka being a part of that tournament in the Phantom Troop arc? Because that's how you get introduced into the Phantom Troop.
What tournament? During...
Like you know that tournament where he fights the
No,
the
that's
guy.
that's the Heavens.
That's the arena.
That's
Yeah,
the Heavens Arena arc. That's a whole different.
Yeah, but
arc.
that's where you introduce the Phantom Troop because the Machi girl is there, and then it goes into it.
Well,
I haven't watched
wait,
it in a while.
I'm trying to stop it. So they go to Heaven's Arena. They kind of go through a
So that's
training
what they're
arc.
trying to learn then.
And then what's the arc after that? The Phantom Troop arc?
I'm pretty sure. I
York
wanna
New
say.
City.
I think those are
York
two
New City is the Phantom Troop, yeah.
Yeah.
I think those are two arcs.
Yeah, they are, but like,
Well,
would you
yeah,
not say
but like
that's
it leads
the overlap
into
right
it,
there, or do you just can still consider that part of the Heavens Arena?
I don't think there's any overlap because like
Okay.
I think there's like a resting period. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched Hunter x Hunter, so I don't know.
Even still, though, I think York New City could be a fun arc. I like the heist. Heist would be fun.
You'll be part of the Phantom Troop?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Hisoka's a part of the heist though.
No, he's not.
But who is Crollo maybe?
Cole just watches.
No, he fights. He fights Killua's.
You want to fight
family.
Killua's dad and
Yeah,
grandpa?
I got all those abilities. I can open up his book. I'm like, what am I using
You're
here?
like, let's see.
Especially because I know I ain't losing that fight. I'm like, easy money. Let me pull
So
up this
you
ability he has.
always win, basically.
Yeah,
The
outcome stays the same regardless
But
of your
like,
actions.
yeah, the outcome's the same, but like the way you go about it is kind of different.
You can change it based on how you.
I guess it'd be kind of cool, like seeing what abilities you have. Like,
Yeah.
let's see, what am I gonna beat you with?
Let me pull out a truck. Just imagine him pulling a truck out of a book.
I'm like, that's kind of cool. Granted, Killa's dad and grandpa were like, okay, it's a truck, and then they like cut it in half.
Yeah, but like you know how anime is.
Yeah.
They always do stuff like in Dragon Ball Super, nigga got hit by a train. I'm like, okay, like what? A train shouldn't be.
Yeah,
hurting
it's a
these niggas.
big piece of metal. Okay, it's just like the Hulk picking up like a car.
Yeah, it's like why you punch way harder than that car is.
Nah, this car, big piece of metal.
Yeah, like have you ever played like Hulk Ultimate Destruction where he like breaks the car and wears it as gauntlets? I'm like, nigga, that doesn't do anything for you.
Yes, it does.
Your fists are
He's
stronger.
punching through it, and his fists are
big
gonna
piece
hit
of metal hit hard.
Like you hit harder, bro. I guarantee you,
He
dude.
does it.
Yeah, or like Superman throwing Zod through buildings. Like your punches hurt way harder than you throwing him through that building. Guarantee it does.
He's like,
The
I
building
think you're
hurt.
giving him a break if anything you do that because he's like, oh, fine, I can relax my back real quick, and then you come in swinging.
Yeah, it's weird. I
Yeah,
don't know why the media.
that's just fight logic.
Yeah, because like when we watch something
'Cause
like
it looks
that,
cool.
yeah, it looks cool. Like, oh,
Yeah.
he get hit by a building. I would get hurt by a building. You're not thinking like, oh, that building ain't hurting that. To me, like, God,
Yeah.
he went through 5 buildings. That's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Let's go.
I want me done.
Me personally, I'm not eating.
I don't even think you would go through the building; you'd splat on it.
I don't know. Hey, don't downplay my durability like that. Don't you ever do that.
You're going through the building. but
Don't
you're
do that
dying.
ever again. Don't do that.
So you're telling me your dildo is high enough to go through the building but not survive it?
Yeah. Keep talking to him like that again, I'm gonna splat you on that wall. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna need to see these scans.
The scan of me fighting.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't picture what my Spider-Man. Like I don't take pictures of myself fighting.
Oh, if you're Spider-Man, you lose the gambit, then nigga, you're mid.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm-
yeah, there it is.
I mean, clearly he does.
I don't know. To our fans, he does.
Yeah. They seem to be all right about a lot of things.
They seem true. They let a lot go by.
Do they?
Yeah.
I was thinking, is there any variants that you would like want to see? Like, how do I even word that? Like, is there any? Because obviously, someone like Tyler barely has any variants because a lot of the variants come from old hypotheticals.
Yeah, he's like a lot of niche variants, like Milkman Tyler. I love bringing up.
Yeah, we
Milkman
never talked
Tyler.
about Milkman. I think we did on the podcast. If you're an OG, you know what Milkman Tyler is.
Maybe.
But
I don't even know what Milkman is. Are you sure you talked about it on the podcast?
Yeah.
yeah, so we talked about it was like way early,
It was a while.
20s or something.
It was basically just.
Oh, it was like when you were a guest?
Yeah, well, I think so. And then it was like I drank like a gallon of milk, and basically like I can't remember if it was like while I was drinking it, it turned into like a devil fruit type thing, like a Logia.
Oh,
milk,
the milk fruit?
Yeah,
Oh, I
remember
and
it.
then I
Yeah.
became the
Milk
milkman.
Yeah.
I was like, "What's up, guys? Milkman's here."
He came like the milk. I was like, bro, what is this?
The milk fruit.
I'm like, "Here's some calcium."
I think it's stuff like that, like from an older episode, it's stuff that you miss if you don't watch season 1. It's like, hey, if you guys are new to the podcast, maybe you should watch season 1.
Watch season 1.
I definitely like to make them a lot more diverse variants than rather than just
Yeah.
us being like a character. I like to make like a more like fleshed out variant.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I really like the idea of making like stories on the podcast if we could. Like Blood God and Jowp are part of the reason they're the 2 most popular hypotheticals is because they're not just based on something, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Like
they're OG.
yeah, another hypothetical that's beloved is I guess Living with Superheroes. That's like the only one that's it's a hypothetical, but we're not variants in that version.
Yeah, you're just normal
We're just
people.
It's a like world hypothetical, like Last Man on Earth is.
Yeah.
Even then, I still like the stories like that. I still like.
Yeah, those are
like a
good
what
too,
would you
though.
do type thing.
But I was just wondering if like how you guys would feel about like doing those type of like variant stories.
I mean, I love it. I
Yeah,
love
that's- I
fleshing
love
out
it.
stories.
If you could, what kind of powers would you give? Or like how
to
could
myself,
we do it? Yeah.
or,
I mean,
how we
it
give
just
each other
depends
stuff?
like what
Like would
story
we just
is.
like do we just go to like superpower generator and just random number generator to get a power?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like the way I view variants is always situational. Like what the story is, how I'm given the power, and what is the best outcome for me. Basically, like if I'm in this world with these set of rules, how could I min max it for like I get ability that I want?
Like how did you what made you decide Chuya Devon in that world?
That we're just giving out abilities in that one, and gravity manipulation is like one of my favorite abilities. So I just give myself gravity manipulation.
Where's the name Chuya come from?
That's from
Cheers from Bungo Stray Dogs.
Bungo Stray Dogs.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, I didn't give it that name. Gabe did. He named it that. I was just like gravity manipulator. He's like, no, you're Chuya now. I'm like, I guess I'm Chuya now.
I mean,
I'm not Chuya, baby.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, oh, we don't.
We
really
could
have
do
that
something
many.
like that. Like episode where we spin a wheel. Because I've seen TikToks like that. Like, okay, let's see. How many powers do you get? Like 1, 2,
Yeah,
like,
Oh
4.
yeah. It's like
And then like, all right, let's see what powers you get, or like durability and all that.
yeah, I've seen that because there's like it's like a wheel channel on TikTok and people
Yeah.
just comment like, make me. I'm about to
I'm about to go
goated.
crazy.
It's like I'm the most
Yeah.
average farmer in the world, and it's like actually like a god.
Yeah.
You the best farmer in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool.
that would be interesting.
But I just like making stories. So
Yeah, any kind of story that we can make out of it. Like if it was to come up and I was here to like flesh it out.
yeah,
Just regardless of what it is, just the act of fleshing out a story. Like it reminds me of like the Deity Pressure talks we used to have like in the truck, where it's like us just sitting there for hours just fleshing out the story. Like nothing was
Yeah.
written, but it's like, oh, we should do this. Oh, this would sound better. Let's do it this way. This would fit more with this. Oh, this fight would go really cool. And,
Yeah.
you know,
I do kind of wish like the Deity Pressure lore was like kind of known here as well, because I think it'd be interesting to be like, oh, how would you feel about these variants being in like a turn like in the tournament? See, what do you think is happening?
our
I mean,
games
we
are
gotta-
kinda
we
dumb.
gotta-
If it's just as kids, we wouldn't go down.
you gotta downscale
you
a
have
lot
to-
of people, but
Because it'd be just like what we did with the One Piece D&D. You take them at what they
What
know.
they are- what they know right now,
What they
yeah.
would know is like what was published right now.
Yeah,
So they only know that much. They're pretty balanced with the rest of the tournament.
yeah.
For the most
They're
part.
not winning. I don't think you can make a case maybe, but I don't think
our kids. Or
if it's
me,
just like us
kids,
as
I mean.
characters, because like Jose is there and he is a variant, so it's
Yeah.
like Jose is really good. Artist is also there if you want to consider her a variant as well.
Yeah, but they don't have feats though.
Yeah.
They don't have feats yet. Yeah, you're right. Jose does have one feat, but it was kind of like him at his peak.
Yeah.
Man, I want to talk about Deity Pressure so badly.
Yeah, that's one thing like I do want to like.
Or just make a new
If it
world
wasn't
deal.
if it wasn't the threat of like it potentially getting yoink and twisted, I would want to talk about Deity Pressure because I know Lynx has commented about it at least once. I think maybe twice.
I think if we do talk about it publicly, I think that is our proof that like it's ours though.
But that's the thing though. It's the same thing as like with the Wattspad thing. It's like someone could take it and make it just different enough that it's
Yeah.
not the same thing. And
I
then like
mean-
because there's been times where like people have
We can do that
completely
with
original
anything, though.
stories.
We can do that with
Yeah,
Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
that's what I'm saying,
I know,
like-
but it's
But
like,
as long as we still have proof that we did it first, then we can always be like, yeah, they just stole it from
And they can
us.
only do so much to the point where, okay, this is just blatant plagiarism.
And like,
Yeah.
because our characters are based on us, right? So like, they'd have to do it to a certain extent. It would still be like, where'd you get that idea from? Because that's literally based on like an actual event that happened to us, right? Like
Yeah.
a lot of stuff is based on us because the story's about us.
yeah.
True.
So-
But there
Doesn't
is
change too much.
ways about it. You could change it just enough.
Oh yeah,
like,
there is.
like a good
but-
example is like if you don't know if you ever watched the Amazing World Gumball episode where it's like the
Yes,
family that
yeah.
copied everything that they did. It's like it's the same stuff, but it's just different enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
like
it's
that,
like it's like its own unique property, and it's gonna be something kind of like that where it's like you can change a few
Man, that-
details where it's like
Man,
maybe
that-
Tyler has destruction or maybe Tyler has just like chaos instead of destruction, which is like
But would you be afraid? Are you like afraid of those person like blowing up with it or something?
yeah.
I mean, I think at that point you just gotta take a chance.
Yeah,
I
take
feel
a
like
chance.
Yeah.
That's why like I want to post it to Wattspad because they do have protections, but then you were
Well,
like,
the Wattpad thing is different because the reason I didn't want to do the Wattpad is different than the podcast is because Wattpad it doesn't have it doesn't like they say they have protection but they don't. People get their stories like 1-to-1 plagiarized on Wattpad all the time.
That's
They're like no, that was actually my story first. I published it first, but like.
but
There's no
dates.
proof of it.
Yeah.
No, there's no proof of it because they're like, oh, mine just got deleted, and Wattpad doesn't like keep a log, so probably did get deleted, right? But this is like a proof, like there's an
Yeah.
upload date and everything, so it's like
Hey,
anything comes after this, we did it first.
you know what? Let us know in the comments. We put a poll up. They want to talk about.
We haven't.
let's talk about-
I don't.
We haven't
I
done
like.
a poll in a
Can
while.
we talk about how we do these like one-off? We have these one-off like gigs. We do not gigs. What is like? We have like things, fads, I guess, where we just do where it's like, oh yeah, this is our thing, and then we like don't do it again.
yeah, like when we said we would make polls,
polls every
Yeah, that's
week,
what I was
but
gonna
we
say.
never
Weekly
did that.
polls like one of those things. We're like, oh, we're gonna have weekly polls, and then we just
we
didn't.
never do it.
Yeah.
It was like 2.
We
it was
still
like 2
can.
weeks.
We still can.
I mean,
That's nothing stopping us.
legitimately, this one can be a poll. Do you want us to make a Deity Pressure episode? Because after hearing like Gabe talk about like the protections of it, I would be a bajillion% down. I love talk. Like Coral was asking me about Deity Pressure one night, and it was just like us two, and she asked me at like 9:00, and we were playing Minecraft, and I literally talked about Deity Pressure until 1 a.m. And like there was still more I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
That was just like covering what's already been written effectively. And like
So
going
how would you
deeper
go about
understanding of that.
talking about Deity Pressure versus like, because it's not like we're not gonna just do like a read through, right?
No,
So
I
how'd you go?
think it'd be more so just a
You talking about
let's talk about the premise, not necessarily like the history behind. This is how we wanted to start it, and this is what Gabe did. Maybe like initially for like 5 minutes or something.
We don't need to talk about this stuff. Dude, it's
Me and Gabe are talking about
this,
it.
This is the second thing on the story where I'm like, if we bring it up on the podcast, we just forget about how it started because it's not important. Like Jowp X, right? The beginning of Jowp X, you don't want to know how Jowp X started. The same thing with this one. You don't want to know how Deity Pressure started.
Well,
You
then,
just
I
want to
guess
know where
I
it
guess
is.
we could just talk about like, okay, so this is like the universe that we're in. This is
Yeah.
what's happening. Not go like read kind of off the what's written, but it's like paraphrase.
Yeah.
Or it's like we're gonna talk about, oh, this is really cool that Gabe does this, and Devin could do this, and Tyler could do this, and Jose could do this. You know,
Yeah.
this is the tier system, and this is where they
Yeah.
live in, and like you can go
Yeah.
in depth. This is the power system, how it all
God.
works. This is what we're building towards in the future.
Yeah, of course. That sounds fun.
Like
That sounds
it'd be
super fun.
so fun to do that. So
But
let
with-
us
with-
know. We need to get a
Pull. With some OG stuff, we could be like, oh, this is what originally was in the story. It's not like this anymore, but that's what
like the Eiffel
yeah.
Tower.
No.
No, dude, shut out.
No. Why was that what you assumed? No. I'm talking about like
The hot Cheetos, the orangutan.
No!
Stop. You're canceled.
Well, it's a monkey. It's a thing in Paris. It's an orangutan. It's a hot
Big in
Cheeto.
Paris. What, you talking about the monkey? Whoa. Can we talk about how Tyler said the monkey is a thing in Paris?
Funny enough, I do remember reading like Mark 1 of Jowp like in
The
class.
director's cut.
Yeah, the director in class. I was in class just reading that. I'm just like,
It's like
that. It's like what was the meme was? It's like me submitting like my teacher like how I solved like world hunger, and then just
It's like
they're like I was there like what? And then he did what?
because like the director's cut, it literally is like, oh, it can't get worse, and then it does, and it's like, what? And Gabe's teacher accepted this? What?
To this day, I think it's a meme that he gave submitted that. I refuse to believe Gabe submitted that.
I believe it. Some people are just like, hey, you wrote it.
That goes
I mean,
against like, Geneva
the
Convention.
project was just write a story, so I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's worse stories.
No, I bet there
There's
was.
worse stories.
You think I wrote a different story completely for my teacher, submitted that, and then wrote Deity Pressure
Just to convince
the
you?
same day, just to send it to you guys to pretend that was the
All I'm
story. I
saying
turned
is,
in.
you submitted that. I think a couple phone calls would have been made.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Everything was
Devin.
consensual.
It was.
Everything was consensual.
Maybe we should stop talking about this.
The more we talk, the slowly they're understanding concept. They're like, wait, so this is what happened. This is what happened.
They have like a red string. They're like, write that down.
We're gonna see the subreddit devolving into how is Deity Pressure start. Based on what Tyler was saying here and how Devin was reacting, I think this happened.
It's like, who is in Paris?
You imagine if they got it and they like tracked down the plot points based on what we said.
Oh my.
Are
that'd
they
be
Batman?
insane.
Like, why are they Batman?
I'm like, yeah, why are they like
They're
unlocking
Batman
their
fans.
third eye?
Sorry.
Yeah, Batman. They say Batman solos, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's not losing to no guy with no legs. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, he does lose to Eduardo though.
Does he?
Yeah, Eduardo beat Batman Devin.
Oh, talking about Batman Gabe. Batman Dem is something different.
All right.
He should have been better.
Yeah, he should have been better because he has the potential of Ginyu body. But anyways, yeah, we'll put a poll down. Let us know if you want it. You can also put it in the comments. We need 10 likes on this video to do it.
Get Tyler some time to prep for
Give
it.
me some time to like prep because even though Gabe is like, we're co-authors, but like you're like the author, like the creator of it. It's your intellectual property, and I'm kind of expanding on the universe. So it's like, I'm assuming because we'll both talk about it, but I'm assuming I'll probably go more in depth with like what's happened so far, like what's actually been written down, like the current.
Yeah, I'll try and make sure you don't go like off
Too far,
script and
yeah.
just, like say stuff that's not like happened yet.
Or like there's stuff that because like we started at a point and we realized that we wanted to actually go back further. So then like the point where it was chapter 1 became like chapter 7, and then it got pushed back to like chapter 8 or 9, and then there's like stuff ahead of it now. So it's like up to chapter 6, it's canon, and then like official canon for now, and it's like beyond that is like more than
OG
likely,
canon.
like it's the OG canon, and
Yeah.
then also like the more than likely
Yeah.
canon. But things are going to be changed around because of stuff that we talked about that we want to
Yeah.
happen in future stuff.
I like how many different versions of canon we have. There's not just 2. There's like 4 different.
There's like 4 or 5. Yeah.
There's the OG director's cut canon, and then there's the
Gabe Jose.
the Gabe Jose revised canon, and then there's the Gabe Tyler canon, and then there's the canon now, which is
The
like the
current
official
canon,
canon.
yeah.
I've read all of it.
Yeah.
I really like I think the Gabe Jose canon was pretty good because that goes to the
It's pretty fun.
Biopia arc.
It goes Biopia.
Yeah.
Well, no, because you and I met at Biopia.
Did we?
Yeah, we met at Biopia.
Okay, then me and Jose must have done one.
I think
two
it-
then. 'Cause
yeah,
that's 4,
yeah.
3, 4.
Because I think. Where did y'all get to?
And I'm
Y'all
just,
got to
1,
like.
2. We definitely did Aphion. Aphion
Yeah,
with me and Jose.
Y'all definitely did Aphion.
And Devin likes that arc.
I feel like which one.
That's
I
one
don't
of
know
those- that's one
Your
of-
favorite scene
Grand
with the lightning.
DDG.
Grand DDG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't know
TC.
brag. I coined that name. I'm just,
Yeah, I
Nah,
will
think you
get.
did.
no, I think I did.
Well, no, 'cause
Yeah,
we
proof that
didn't,
you
we didn't have it.
Oh,
I will say I'll give Devin, you know, not to suck his cock or anything on
What?
stream, but like
What?
he did come up with a name. I'll give him.
Came
the
up with
name.
a name, yeah.
All I'm saying is I want to help them write this and they won't let me. So if y'all want to know about it and start reading it, maybe it can help write it. 'Cause
Y'all should
I-
ratio
I-
Devin in the
Oh
comments.
my god.
Hey, Games Feet, I know what you're about. Ratio this man. Ratio him.
Hey, anyone comment under the video if you want Devin to not be an author.
Yeah, if anyone comments, you're not being an author.
Yeah,
If
that's
anyone comments at all?
Anyone
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah.
That's the only
Stipulation. So
Yeah.
it's like if
If
it's
anyone
0
comments in
comments,
this video.
0 comments, you're an author now.
Yeah.
1 comment or more.
Yeah. From anyone.
Can I get all y'all to comment 69 in the chat?
But
That's all-
then you wouldn't be
It'll
author.
still be a comment.
That'd be a comment.
Would it be a comment?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not coming
I'm saying
out
the
live.
comments like it has to say 0. It can't give a number.
If there's any comment by anyone,
Oh, okay. I was just saying, man, I'll comment 69. The comment won't exist no more.
How about this?
I see what you're saying, the redacted.
It's redacted.
It's like what happened to
Alright,
me.
we'll make it more fair to you because comment may be a little unfair. If anyone likes the video, you
True.
won't be an author.
True.
Yeah.
How's that fair at all?
You know we hardly get any
People
likes.
don't liking. People don't be liking.
You get like average of 9 likes every video.
Do we though?
Yeah.
If you actually take the average of every single video on the channel, all
Okay, don't do that.
130,
Don't do that. Recently, in this new era that we live in, we usually get to
Oh, new
8.
era now. Okay.
Yeah, we get to like 8 to 9. I was thinking, I want to help write. I love making stories. I'll never be the person to like ever like drive the story or like someone to like.
Yeah, we know.
But like I like fleshing out worlds. That's something I really like doing.
I feel like the thing is like this world is fairly fleshed out.
Yeah, like
It's
not
literally
even
because like literally the arc that I'm in, it's so boring to write because it's literally just like slice of life stuff. Effectively, it's not gonna get much weight. They're in school, and it's like I don't want to fucking write school day shit. It's boring, but it's like I gotta get through it. Once I get, because like Gabe and I talked about it with Devin when we went to Kelly's. It's like once I get past this arc, smooth sailing. Everything's it's coming out boom 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 boom.
no
We
way.
don't because it's
we
just
don't
it's just
need
this
your help,
arc.
Devin.
I know.
We got it. We don't need
I didn't
your
say
help.
you
The only
need
thing
me,
is
dog.
you
You just don't know what
wanna
happens.
Yeah, you don't want to help write it. You just want to know what happened. You just want to know what we have
Well,
planned because
I-
everything is done. We don't need your
I
help.
would say you want to help write, but the thing is that like we already have pretty much everything other than the
Basically,
fine
I just
details.
like the way how mangakas have editors. I just want to be an editor. I was like, oh, you're doing that. Oh, maybe do that, and maybe that'll be cooler. I just want to be an editor.
We'll see.
That's what you are.
You know,
effectively.
we
You
can put
just wait
that.
until it's
We can
done.
put that in the poll. Too.
That is what you are.
I
We
did.
can put that in the poll too. Like if they want, like Devin could be an author. So it's like,
Why are we like the fans
No,
decide?
no, I want the fans to decide.
Why? Why?
Because
Why you don't think they like you, Devin?
I never said that.
all you need is a 50.1%. It's a yes or no
Bring a
question.
poll because should Devin be the editor?
Yeah, should
Give
Devin
that.
be the
I'm already
editor?
officially that.
Look,
Just
look,
I wait
look,
till
look,
you
look.
release it, then I read it.
Look. All you need is 50.1%. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
All I need.
So if there's 3 votes and 2 say yeah, Dub City.
I just like being in the loop. That's all I like. I just like being in the loop,
Yeah,
and then giving my comment about the loop.
Yeah.
You are in the loop because you know the story.
Because I read
Then
everything
again,
that's out.
because that episode would be later on.
Yeah.
What?
The poll results could already be out, and it's like if
what?
if it's out that they want Devin to be in the loop, then we can actually go in depth with a lot more stuff than we would. if
I'm
Devin
in
was
the
here.
loop in the sense like everything that's out,
Everything that's out, you know.
even like the other multiverses.
You're,
I'm like
you're ahead of them.
I'm like
Yeah, you are
omnipotent.
ahead of them.
I'm like
you just
omnipotent. I just
spoiled
know
them.
I just know what
You literally just spoiled them.
and what.
What you just said.
And the multiverses. What are you on about? How the?
That's
He's talking about the
Spoiler.
multiverses tournament.
Oh, the tournament. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I spoiled him.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think about
Classic
I don't think about all the retcons. That's how I was.
Oh, you mean like the different like versions? Like
Yeah,
Mach
I mean,
1,
you
Mach
just
2.
wanted. You just wanted me. I was like, what do you want?
Nah, you know we've already talked about that. We talked about it, Kelly's.
Multi-
We're not gonna get into it right now.
Yeah,
we did talk about
You're
it.
talking about, like the fact that there's so many cannons.
Yeah,
of it?
all the different cannons.
All the different like.
Deity Pressure 1 game versus Deity Pressure 2 game.
We could actually talk
GB.
about like the different
versions of
of it, like
Yeah, we could.
what was changed that we because I'm gonna look. I'm not gonna like go back to like 2018 and be like I'm gonna go this version and read it so that way I know. I was just like what I remember.
Yeah, that's how old this story is. It started from 2018. So
It would have been 2019
We were also in high school when you
no,
read it.
'Cause it was
2018.
the-
senior year. Yes,
but it was the-
it wasn't in the back half.
I thought it was. Yes,
I'll-
it was in the back half.
I'll-
The story that we had to write was in the back half of senior year.
It depends, because I remember reading like Mark 1 back in high school.
Yeah,
I don't know
but-
when we were.
But senior year was 2018, 2019. Because we graduated 2019, and I'm pretty sure the senior assignment was like the last assignment. That was our
I think you're
final.
right. Yeah. I mean, obviously I could check it, but
You can
like,
check
I think
it, yeah,
you're
but I'm pretty
Actually,
sure
no, because the original doc isn't there, but still, I believe it is probably
It's for the
2019.
best.
Because I'm pretty sure. Because I remember I wrote mine about like effectively it was Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And I just changed
it's,
up some
it-
stuff.
It's not g- for the best, Devin. It's sad that we don't have the original Deity Pressure. The fact that
It is
we have,
actually
like,
a tragedy.
we have a somewhat like because me and Tyler we like sketched one out that was like similar. We were like we gotta copy it down, but like we'll never have the OG.
We never have the OG.
Like it was literally like, oh, do you remember this happened? Oh yeah, I do. Okay, that's right now.
I mean, would I not
This
have
is
it
us
since you
forging
sent?
it.
Yeah.
Would I not have it since you sent it to me, or
The doc is just
the
gone.
doc itself is like
because it was
redacted?
made on my school email, and
So it
then
got deleted.
when we graduated, they got rid of everything.
Oh.
They wiped
So.
it. Yeah. Very unfortunate. That's actually one of the great travesties of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
The world will never get to see director's cut.
I mean, it's a really good thing that we did forge it when we did, because if we had thought right now let's forge
there's
it,
no
we
shot.
would
I
not
don't remember.
remember.
I remember like two things that happened.
Yeah, like it was lucky it was fresh in our
Yeah.
mind, so we could forge it good enough.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
what's crazy is like Mach 1, like the Mach 1 that we have is actually Mach 2.
Yeah.
Of the Mach 1.
Yeah, of the Mach 1.
I remember like the major plot points that happened.
Yeah.
Oh.
We don't have to go too in depth with that one. But
You know.
I'm trying to look at.
now
it,
that
see
we're
if I
talking
can
about it, I
find
actually really
I was saying, like, I like talking about this world.
Like-
This world's very interesting.
I got Coral so interested. She's like, I'm fiending for this chapters. Send it to me. And she was reading them.
the issue is where like everyone likes the idea of Deity Pressure, but no one wants to read it because it's in book form, right? Like people like Eduardo and Eddie, they like it, but they don't like that they have to read it in words. Like
Exactly.
Eddie has told me all the time he would have read it if it was
was
like
a
a
manga,
manga, right?
yeah.
Same with Eduardo, and that's always been the issue with it.
But that's the thing, like, I'm in love with the world. I don't like reading, and I read all this shit.
yeah, I mean,
I put up
but I
with
think. I think it'll be good if we speak it because
Yeah,
they don't
true.
have to read it. We're speaking it to
I
them.
agree.
We're like
That's
like
why-
an audiobook effectively for them.
That's why, like, Gabe and I was talking about, like, we got, like, one,
Good
like, Genie
artist.
came, get a wish. It's like, make me, like, Yusuke Murata level art. And I'm drawing all of it.
All we
manga
gotta do is
style.
find one good artist, and then we're set.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like, because then you have to get into pay, and we don't
here
got
it
money.
is.
That's
Yeah,
why we
we-
said, like, if we could potentially get it published and make money off of getting it published, that money can go towards making it a manga or like a comic series.
Yeah, we forged this back when we were in Corpus. I could tell from the date because it was July of 2019. We forged this in Corpus, or not in Corpus, but like during the Corpus time.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty good forgery, honestly. Still, man, that's long. Oh, it's because it was all the chapters. Okay.
Yeah, it used to be like one long sheet, and then we split it up into not even chapters. We called it like books. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go
Because
into
they were
it.
like 40 pages.
Because they were long, and it's like really, and they kind of are chapters. And you used to actually
they
start.
are, yeah.
It used to start with like book 0 and then book 1. Because we had book 1. It's like, no, let's go back a little bit. Go book 0.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then
I
this
don't
should
know,
be book 1.
it never occurred to us that we could just make that book 2. We were like, nah, it's already done.
It took so long to like think about that, and then one day I was like, let's revamp and go back this far, and I was like, okay, we'll push it all back. Let's just start with 1. Let's start with
Yeah.
chapter 1, like an actual person.
Yeah, we were like, I don't know why it never occurred to us.
I think
we
it's
could
just because like it
renumber
would take work to actually like literally just go in and
Renumber
just renumber it. That's how you
I
do it. It's like, it would
guess,
take
yeah.
work, and we just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would love to talk about Deity Pressure. Like that would be a long episode though, because I could talk for hours about Deity Pressure.
I think we could, but I don't think it would be that long because if we only talk about what's canon,
What's canon right now?
yeah, like what's official. like.
But the
way it's
fights
worded,
though,
'cause,
we could like get into the fights.
The idea of what me and Tyler have for the scope of the world is canon, but it's not canon because it's not written yet.
not
'Cause
written
it's
yet,
open
yeah.
to change, right? Like what is written is like not really
It's
open to
set wall.
change.
It's
'Cause
like
kind of set.
with minor changes.
Yeah,
if
there
anything.
could be changes. It's not because it's not published yet, so obviously there still can be changes. But for the most part, that is set. What we just know will happen is even less set.
It goes way beyond that, and
Yeah,
that's
just
that's
like-
super subject to change.
It's really like outlined. Really, it's just outlined. We're like, oh, this will happen. This is something that's gonna happen. This is gonna happen. This leads to this.
yeah.
Right.
But it's not like a direct. This is.
I
What
still feel like
happens.
just like all the fights like from the tournament arc. It's like you can
Like
just
the first tournament arc.
yeah. So you just go so in like you can go in depth with each fight. I mean, you can just like skim them off like, oh, this happened, that's it. But it's like I would actually want to like this is what happened, then this. And,
You can
like,
start like doing the move.
yeah, I'm gonna start doing
Since
the
we have
moves.
the
I'm
camera.
gonna start doing the moves, bro. Like that's why I always said like
That was a
it's
good
so
move.
hard writing the fights in the book because it's like I'm using my words to try to describe movements. Whereas if I was just like good at drawing, I could just draw one panel and it conveys like an entire paragraph of words.
Right.
You know, like but. It goes. That's why like it's the fights are a little longer because like I have to elaborate like the scene, the setting, what everyone's saying, what this person thinks, what they said, what they do. Like you have to go really in depth with everything. Whereas you could just draw it and it'd be like a couple panels and that's it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But that got me super excited.
This guy's making some hot takes here. He says crocodile way greater than Doflamingo
No,
Way greater in what regard? Just like a better
as a villain. I think.
as
Yeah,
a villain,
antagonist.
I wouldn't even say it. Doflamingo's like the one that One Piece got.
Moderate greater than Pain. I would agree.
I'd agree.
Yeah, of
Devin
course.
would disagree though.
No, I wouldn't. Don't do that.
Grimjaw over Okiara?
No,
No shot.
they're saying that because like
Honestly-
Grimjaw had more screen time.
If anything, I think Grimjaw's overrated because of like everyone loves him because of his like design and how he has the
Yeah.
whole like badass villain. So they're like,
Yeah.
oh, he's cool. But like
Okiro actually had like depth.
Okiara's philosophy, bro.
Yeah, he had depth
His
to
philosophy.
himself. Like he
Yeah.
low-key like almost converted Orihime.
And he's like low-key the strongest Arrancar, even though he didn't
Yeah.
want to take the title.
He just didn't want it.
Yeah. Asta greater than Luffy is crazy.
That's cap.
I don't even like Luffy. I can't sit there and say that. No way.
I'm just saying, Asta ain't on the table right now. That's all I'm saying.
Some might say that Asa is the watered down Luffy, but that's just me.
I think Asta's generic shonen protagonist.
Yeah.
Asa, I think he's a little bit different. If anything, I think generic. Shonen is so broad. Bro.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I just said
I was-
that 'cause,
I was just saying,
it
like,
made
words.
sense in my brain,
Yeah.
like when I said it.
And he has Noelle over Sakura, but I think he's just a Black Clover fan.
Yeah.
Or it's just a general Sakura hater.
Yeah, everyone hates Sakura.
Everyone do be hating on Sakura.
How do you feel about Sakura? Do you think her hate is like justified? or
I think
no?
her
I don't think
hate
it's justified.
to begin with was, and then like her character developed, and then people like kind of like carried that hate over. Cause I hated Sakura when I first met her, cause
You
like
talking about like kid?
yeah, cause she was annoying. And then she's like, yeah, this is where you're orphan, Naruto. I'm like, yo, I hate this bitch.
Yeah,
Bro,
she's
she's
a
a kid
She
though.
Yeah.
Huh?
She's a kid.
I didn't
though.
And then
care.
she was
I
like-
was like, fuck that. I was a kid. Like, yo, fuck
And
this
then- and
kid.
she was like
You were
complaining-
11 though. You were like 15.
Okay.
Because then she was also complaining to Sasuke, like, what would he know about having parents?
I like,
And
bro, fuck
Sasuke's
this
like,
bitch. I was like, bro, fuck this bitch. And then like it carried over, and then like, okay, she didn't character development. I don't hate her. I was just neutral to her for the longest time. People just hate her. And
I
don't know.
didn't like what she did to Naruto
On the swing?
on the not on the swing. When she
on-
was like, "I love you,"
Yeah,
and
in
all
the
that
snow.
stuff, and like trying to like.
But you see why she
convince
did
him.
that though, right?
Yeah, I see why she did it. I was just like, when I first saw it, I was like, "Fuck you, bitch! You fucking, I hate
You're
you."
the reason why men get love.
But then like, it's like I know why, and it kind of makes sense. But I still like, she didn't. I don't know. I feel like she
I remember reading that chapter because I remember I picked it up from the school. I picked it up. I opened it. I saw like I love you. I was like, I felt like a deep hate in my heart for a quick second, and I like calm down. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
Never
No,
understood. Why do people hate that scene so much though?
I think it's just like
Because she was trying to manipulate Naruto to coming back.
yeah, it's manipulative.
Yeah, but like, is that a reason to hate?
I think it's all.
I think it's just like, oh, I don't know. I guess I just don't view it that like hardly.
I think it also ties in people like maybe like can relate like oh this girl says that she loves me and she doesn't really love me and it's
She's
like,
just saying
it's-
it to get me to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it could also go into. I think a lot more people just love Naruto. That's why Naruto wins like all his polls. He's such a beloved main character.
Yeah,
so
and for her to
they're like, don't do my boy.
Yeah,
like
don't do
that.
my boy like that. Like, he doesn't deserve that. And, like, and also, like, she knows that Naruto has liked her all his life. And then for her to, like, try to use that to, like, manipulate him is kind of...
think it's so interesting that anime fans are more willing to hate the female characters for doing same things that male characters will do in an anime. Like manipulation, like when Sakura and even the girl from Shield Hero, which I don't know if you guys have seen, but like when they do things like that, it's like they get dragged in the anime community. Thing is, like Madara manipulates a kid, Obito. Madara's a cool villain.
Yeah, but like when I do see your point, right? I'm not saying your point's invalid, but I would argue that like when it's written from a male perspective, like when it's a guy, they write it more interesting. Mainly because like guys in anime / manga are more interesting because the manga's like women don't care. At least it's shown
that is accurate.
So like, when it's from a guy, it's more compelling, more interesting because like, oh, this is how I drive my plot. Usually for the girls, it drives a plot, but it's like secondary stuff. For the guys, it's literally driving the plot of why they're being being manipulative is like part of like their character.
Yeah. Like what if I was thinking was like the Aizen thing, because like Aizen like manipulated this girl who he knew loved him. Ooh. So he manipulated her to do his bidding because he was like, I know this girl loves me. Yeah. I don't love this girl.
And you thought it was like when you first watch it, it's like, well, he's like just manipulating her, and then you get like the backstory, and you're like, holy shit, he's like manipulating her.
Yeah, but anyone,
like,
is anyone ever rooting like, yeah, Aizen manipulate that?
Yes,
bitch.
niggas love Aizen. Yes, they do.
No, people
like Aizen, but do people like Aizen for that one reason?
Not for that reason, but they don't care about that. Like that's not a reason that people wouldn't like him, and that's a bad like character trait. But like when it comes to like when like maybe it's just a villain thing, maybe that's the thing. Maybe.
Yeah, he's a villain. So,
but then again, there's villains like the girl from Shield Hero, because she's the villain of the series, and the whole reason the Shield Hero, because if you know, the reason Shield Hero became popular is because it was like an isekai where he was not beloved by everyone. He was actually hated by everyone. And the reason he was hated by everyone was because of her. So she does advance the plot. She does kind of what Aizen does.
But does she have other character traits to people for people to love her, other than just she's a bitch and that she's?
Is that she wants? It's okay.
Because I feel like Aizen's a more deeper character. Let
me preface this here. Remember how Devin was comparing Utsa to Madara, but he's not saying they were the same, but just like bare bones.
Okay,
that's what I'm doing
from a bare
bones perspective. What mine was doing and what Aizen were doing are kind of the same.
Okay, I understand.
They're manipulating a situation so they can rise in power and get and achieve their goal that they want to achieve. She wanted to rise to the throne and be the peak of the powers. Aizen wanted to, do what Aizen wanted to do, become the Hogyoku and whatever. Yeah. Maybe he wanted to die. Who knows? And I
don't totally understand that. My argument would just be like, people just like Aizen more because he's more deeper character. People are more blind, it's gonna turn more of a blind eye to men because like in manga, men are just more cool. I guess I don't know. Yeah, I would use, but
like Aizen is shown to be more cool. That he gives the drip right, and then the women are just like, they just wear clothes.
And that's just how it is. Just in manga such anime, manga is like women don't care.
Yeah,
at least in most. I think I want to say all
because a lot of them are just men. They're like, we care about our people.
Yeah, I'm about to say all because there actually are some cool female characters in manga such anime, but
it's usually. At least when I think about it, like the cool women in anime I like, barring like Urza, are usually written by female mangakas, though.
Which makes sense. Yeah, they know them better than men do since they are them. So
yeah,
Urza's down layer though, because that is the guy who made Urza, but he made Urza kind of cool. I like
Urza's really cool.
Urza, For Fairy Tail being a mid anime, Urza's a good character in the show, and I'd give her props for whatever like she deserves it.
To be fair, I like a lot of characters in Fairy Tail. There's a lot of characters like I don't like them.
It's a very character driven show.
True.
For sure, yeah. Just like Black Clover in that sense, where it's like maybe the plot is like mid or whatever, but the characters really
drive the show,
Yeah. Like I don't know, like what other characters do you like say you really like in the show? Because like I can think of like I'm like Urza's a good character.
I really like
Lux's character.
Lux is a really good character.
Yeah.
I was fucking with Michigan heavy. Well, at least when he first introduced, I liked them, and then. Not like I dislike them. That's like I like them less. If that makes sense.
Because there's no more Mystique.
Yeah, I kind of like the Mystique.
You didn't like when the Mystique was pulled away.
Yeah, I was like, it's like when Corpse has his face come in. I'm like, I can't sip for Corpse no more.
I think that maybe like Mystigan a little bit more. I've heard a lot of people don't like Mystigan anymore after that got revealed. But like I kind of liked it a little bit more because it makes you understand why he was doing what he was doing. It's like, oh, that's why he was hiding his face and all that.
I like the main cast too. Like I don't love them, but I like Natsu Gray and. Lucy's dynamic. I like all their dynamics, especially when Urza's reining them in like dogs. I kind of like them. I like the whole cast.
I've never been a fan of Lucy.
She's always been kind of annoying.
I don't hate her by any means, but
I didn't hate her, but I always thought she was like annoying.
I kind of like her dynamic.
She gets herself in like bad situations, and I'm like, why the fuck did you do this?
Lucy, I would say I actually did hate Lucy because Lucy, she just felt like a hindrance to the plot more than like. Then she advanced the plot in so many parts.
She's only been a hindrance to like one plot, to one arc.
She's a hindrance in all the plot.
No,
she's
not.
Every arc, like Natsuko has to come in and save her.
No,
Just
that's
about.
not even
That's
true.
not
In,
even
in most
no.
arcs, she either saves herself or she's just incapable of doing anything because like the main bad guy kidnapped her.
Yeah, kidnapped her because she put herself in a situation where she gets kidnapped.
That's not true. When Lucy's getting kidnapped, it's because either her bloodline or because of what she has, which is the keys.
Yeah,
And that's not her fault.
it's not her fault necessarily, but it's still annoying that it's like that's her main role in the story is to just be a hindrance to the plot.
I mean, at that point, it's the mangaka's
we
fault.
have to save.
And the mangaka's like,
Yeah,
woman
but-
needs saving. I'm like,
But I'm not gonna blame the mangaka.
why not? That's his fault.
Okay, yeah, you can say that about any character. Like, I like this character because the mangaka made me like him. Yeah, sure, but that's not the argument here. The argument is Lucy is annoying because she hinders the plot. Regardless of why she does, she does.
And I only argued that was like mainly like early stuff. Like now in later ones, she's just a badass. She does everything like on her own. She doesn't need Natsu to save her. In the later arcs, because she has like that little whip and all her summonings are
The
super
whip is
strong.
shit.
the thing is,
dude.
No, the whip is going crazy.
No.
Dude,
No,
like,
no, no,
whenever,
pause.
whenever that nigga made that, he thought he ate. He was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You can attest to this. The whip was good when it was introduced. Yeah, in the next arc, it was irrelevant. Like,
And then he gave her another power up,
No.
which is now she can turn into the Zodiacs too.
and that's still ass.
No,
it is.
Yes,
It's
it is.
still ass.
No, it
It's not
helps.
ass.
It helps. It helps. It's not a
I've
lot.
not seen Lucy catch a dub, bro. She only
That's
catches
so
dubs against,
cap.
like ass,
That's
like
so
low level
cap.
grunts. She never beats anyone important.
She fights like the number 50 in this dude's guild.
That's
but it's
not
like,
even true. In
Devin,
every,
we read 100-year
yeah,
quest.
100 where in year, but like okay.
Who does she beat in the
Yeah.
what is it? Spriggan 12. What relevant fight does she have in that arc?
She fights the let's see, because that's not her. That was the wind duo. She has a fight. I know for a fact. I don't remember any of the
Yeah,
fight.
she has a fight.
No, I know the only thing important she does in the arc is write in Natsu's book, but no one likes that part because it's stupid.
I feel like she does fight slow enough. It feels weird because like
She
Lucy
does, but
usually
she didn't
fights
win
on
it
from the
solo.
guild. She doesn't fight the strongest person in the guild, but like, it's like a One Piece thing. She
Yeah,
usually
she fights and then almost loses and like almost.
and then
like,
she
passes
doesn't
out.
because like she's like my bond.
And then she's like, and like passes out, and then someone's gotta go save her because she's about to get killed
that's
again.
not even
Yes,
true.
am I
Dude,
wrong?
the fact
Not even true.
that there's like three main women who are in the fairy tale like fighting group, and she's the weakest one, and she shouldn't be. Why is Wendy stronger than her? It doesn't
She's a
make any
dragon slayer. What are you
Yes,
on
but
about?
She's a support dragon slayer. She shouldn't be a physically
she's
stronger
still
than
a
Lucy.
dragon
Well, she's still a
slayer.
dragon
And she's a
slayer.
kid.
She's a dragon slayer with
Lucy has all 12 of the zodiacs, and she can
with
transform into them.
Urza Mong magic though.
No, that's now. Even before that, she was still stronger because she went Dragon Force. It was stronger than Lucy.
Yes.
That's still dragon slayer even if it is support, she still has like roar and.
It's as if-
And Lucy has the 12 zodiacs. Like, let's not act like
The Zodiacs aren't that strong.
Look,
The Zodiacs
the
are
Dragon
kinda
Slayers
ass,
are
bruh.
equivalent to what the Uchihas are. Everyone takes the peaks of the Dragon Slayers and think that means like they're all strong. No, just because you are an Uchiha doesn't mean you're like Madara and Sasuke level. There are
there's a-
lower level people, and Dragon Slayers are not all strong. There's a reason they're basically like the dragons got basically extinct because they're not that strong. The tops of them are strong, but they're not all strong.
I would argue that since you are a Dragon Slayer, there's a base level to being a Dragon Slayer, which is higher than being a base level like normal human. Just being a base level normal mage.
But she's
on
not a normal mage. She has all of the main zodiac keys.
I mean, the Zodiacs are
And
kind of
she-
ass, bro. They're kind of.
No,
they
no,
one
no,
thing
they're
they
kinda
do.
not supposed to be.
Okay, who cares?
They
They
are,
don't do
though.
anything.
No, but
they don't.
That's my issue,
feeds
is that they
into it 'cause
are, they
Zodiacs,
shouldn't
the
be.
Zodiacs feed off the user's magic, and Lucy's magic's so ass that they're
No,
ass.
don't do
Yes,
that.
That's what it is.
They need
If
her
it's
magic
stronger-
to be
if it's strong-
summoned. They're strong
listen,
on their own.
Yes, but they build off of the user's magic. Am I wrong? Don't they? Like,
No,
they,
I don't know. I don't know that for sure.
They have their own base level power.
yeah, they have their base level, but then
They can be amplified for
amplify it,
sure.
Yeah,
but that's it.
and
I think
Lucy's just bad, and therefore her zodiacs are bad. Her
Yeah.
like her best zodiacs are what like Loki, Taurus, Gemini situation.
Technically, it's supposed to be Aquarius. For some reason,
It's supposed to be
Aquarius is like a G.
Aquarius.
I don't know
Like,
why.
she's just
I think
her.
it's because her bond makes her stronger.
Yeah, that
And
is like
it's the bond.
that's the
Yeah.
reason. But like, I don't believe that she should be stronger
Like
than
Capricorn.
Loki. Come on, bro.
Capricorn,
Look,
Capricorn-
Capricorn when he was
he was
when he
introduced-
was
he
him.
was
He's literally the when he becomes the hero, he's ass. Like
just
when
like-
he was the villain, he was him. And then Lucy gets some niggas ass. He loses every fight. Capricorn has not called a
I'll
W.
give you
since
that
he's
one
on
because
the-
that was funny. I'm like, why is this nigga ass all of a sudden?
He's just Scorpio ass.
Scorpio's cool.
He's cool. He's still bad.
Ass.
The only good like
Cancer ass.
the only good zodiac she has are like
Virgo's pretty good, I guess.
Loki.
Like,
I like
Virgo's
Virgo.
strong.
She's really
Yeah.
cool.
Virgo's strong.
Aquarius is strong
Loki,
too.
Aquarius.
I don't know why she always
Virgo.
brings out Taurus. That nigga is useless.
Yeah, she always like Taurus.
I mean, that's one of my original ones.
Yeah, Taurus
that's
is her
definitely
favorite.
that's definitely for the mangaka, so that
Fan
he can
service.
draw her with like the calendars.
that's
and,
exactly what it is.
That's
Fan
all it is
service.
for. Is the fan service.
I think
'Cause
like
every fight she's like, "You're strong, Taurus."
Well, I think-
Why would you go to like realistically? She should go for like Loki. Why is she always going for Taurus?
well, the way I think about
Loki's
it,
always busy though. He's always doing.
she still has
shit.
way better people than Taurus.
Yeah.
the way I think about
Is
Aquarius
he
it,
always busy? What is he doing?
no, he's not always busy.
Yes, he's like he said like he's. She can't always like he's always like I'm there for you, but then it's always like oh, but I'm like busy, and that's why he sends Ares because she's like oh Loki's busy doing this.
The way I view Taurus is like Taurus is one for like physically stronger zodiac.
He's not even the
signs.
physically
Yeah.
strongest.
That is what he's
I think
supposed-
that's what he's supposed
Yeah,
to
he's
be.
supposed to be
He's one for
Yeah.
physically
Yeah.
strongest, but like he's not the strongest zodiac.
Yeah.
So like when she needs someone strong, she summons Taurus. Like oh, he's big, strong,
then he
punch
gets
hard,
bodied.
punch hard.
And he's buddy. He throws a punch.
That's
Gets
Taurus
knocked out.
is like a worse version of Piccolo. He goes out there just to get body, and it's like, oh my. And then Lucy goes, oh my god, he's strong. I'm like, maybe Taurus is just ass, because Taurus always loses.
Yeah.
Why does she always assume if they beat Taurus?
You
that
have to
they're
bring my
strong?
boy Piccolo into this, okay? I hate how this because like you know
Is it
so
wrong?
strong, but they beat Piccolo. Like, oh my god, he beat Piccolo. I'm like, don't use Piccolo like this.
But that's what Lucy does. She's like, I'm gonna throw Taurus out there. Oh my god, Taurus lost. They're strong. I'm like, maybe
can't
Taurus is
do
just
it.
ass then.
No,
Like,
he's not.
why
He's
does it-
not.
No, like why does it never occur to Lucy that maybe Taurus is just ass? But she always assumes that because he loses that they are
I
strong.
mean, that's why he does it. So like, oh, this nigga's actually kind of strong. He beat Taurus.
But like, it doesn't convince me. It makes me just think Taurus is bad. Doesn't
That's
make
like
me think
that's
they're
like
strong.
aliens coming to Earth, right? And they find like a 6-year-old and beat the fuck. It's like the world's strongest 6-year-old. They beat the fuck out of him. Humans suck, bro.
That's not how that argument works. To her, or not to her, like in the lore, he is the most physically strongest, and he ate the punch.
Loki's physically stronger.
No,
He's a better.
Is he not?
No,
He's powerful.
He's more powerful. Like
I thought Loki was physically like he was just strong.
like an
He was the
argument.
strongest.
Like
He uses light
yeah, the way I see it is like Chirobo from like the Sound
because
Four.
they're supposed to represent like different things. Like Loki has the light powers. Capricorn's like I think like reading movements is like his thing. He's like a skill set fighter. Scorpio has like the scissors and the sand. Aquarius has the water.
Well,
like
Cancer
Virgo has the
scissors.
Digo.
The
Digo?
Digo.
Yeah, she digs.
Oh,
The Taurus
And
is
she-
weak.
And Gemini shapeshifts.
true. I actually kind of like Gemini. I like
Gemini
the-
is one of her stronger. I will give her that. But like some of her stuff comes down to like situational. Like, she
Yeah,
wins
all-
because of a situation that she's in.
Yeah, and it's always like the most irrelevant people. That's why I just don't like her. She doesn't do anything for the plot other than like she's fan service. She's fan service and she's an annoyance to like because she always gets kidnapped or something, and then Natsu's got to go save her, and then they got to play this whole like Natsu loves her but he can't say it for some reason.
That's
And
weird.
she
I hate
loves
that.
Natsu and she can't say it for some reason either. Yeah, that's just the
dumb.
reason I hate Lucy. I don't think she does anything for the story. Whereas people like Wendy, who when Wendy was introduced, I thought she was gonna be irrelevant because like when she first introduced in the Ratio 6, I was like, oh, she's just a support character. What is she gonna do in the story? But then he actually gives her a purpose, makes her a stronger attack fighter, and she's useful to the story. So I don't mind her. And then Urza, Gray, Gajio, all these people hold their own weight. Lucy doesn't hold their own weight. She's just there to be there.
She's
and she
grit.
fights like the weakest people.
She has grit.
Rock Lee is grit. She is not
No,
grit.
in every fight, she's like, I won't give up, and she's over.
That's everyone in Fairy Tail.
Exactly. She has
She doesn't
grit.
get credit for
She
doing
has
what
grit.
everyone else does.
I'm gonna
Natsu
say,
has grit.
In the Hades
Gray
fight,
has grit.
in the Hades
Urza
fight,
has
she had
grit.
grit. She was putting in work.
Natsu is putting in the work.
Natsu was putting in work.
I'm gonna
Gray
say-
was putting in work.
I'm gonna
Urza
say her
was putting in
summonings are situational, so like her summonings won't always work, but like she has a summoning phrase in most situations.
Yeah, that's why I said like a lot of her
And
stuff. Like a lot of her dubs are,
in the arc, she'll have her one moment, and like, all right, that's all she needs to do.
Like,
She's a jack of all trades.
like can you say she's not a hindrance if it's not like if you say
She's
like
not.
if
She
you're-
doesn't.
if you're arguing that like her dubs mostly come from situations like it's just she's situationally matchup just won it, would you not argue that would just be a hindrance
all I'm
because
saying,
anyone else she's losing?
during the arc when they're fighting Hades. Wendy would have died.
Bro, what is
She's like, I won't
I
take
don't think so.
I won't take this Lucy slander anymore.
No, Lucy was
Cat
not.
was a
Lucy
Lucy
was not
fan,
putting
bro.
in work against Hades.
I mean, but without her, Wendy would have been dead.
Okay. So like yeah,
A person would have been dead, Tyler,
look.
without
So she
Wen-
has one good thing in the entire series.
Not the entire series. She has like many like wins throughout the series. I'm not saying her thing's
But
situational.
like
I'm not saying she's a phenomenal
so
character.
take her every dub that she has. Take her out. Could someone not come in and beat that person without her?
I mean, to use a meta argument, Wendy wouldn't have died because the author himself said he doesn't want to kill anyone in the story.
Man,
So
come
Wendy
on,
wouldn't have
bro.
died.
Come on, bro. That's not fair.
That is fair.
That's not fair.
That is fair.
No, but saying about
if your mangaka openly says he doesn't want to kill anyone, that's on your mangaka, bro.
I'm not mangaka.
That's your mangaka, bro.
That's not like, who's reading
You
it right
are
now?
right or dark
Who's
for
reading it right
yourself,
now? You or me? I'm not
me.
reading that.
Not
I'm
me.
reading it. Oh, you're gonna say you didn't
He
read
doesn't even write Under Your War.
Oh,
so,
does he not?
Under
No,
Your Quest.
he does what Toriyama does with Dragon Ball Super.
Someone else writes it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it better?
I don't know. I'll read it.
I'd say
Oh
it's-
yeah, you don't read it. That's
No,
your
I
statement.
don't.
You've never read it.
I'd
That's
say
your
it's better
statement.
because I think it's a lot more interesting. But
There has to be a recording. You think that you read it
Why would I have read it?
because you and Tyler talk about it. You talk about the little like.
When?
I don't know. You were telling me this the other day about some like dragon like on the city on the hand thing.
it's the city in the hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler was telling me about that.
No, he told you about
Yeah.
that, and you told me about it.
Yeah.
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 No, but Devin, to go back to what I said, like.
I know we're arguing right now. We're just arguing. We're talking.
Because we're arguing that Lucy is irrelevant and a hindrance, right?
Yeah.
And she doesn't really drive the plot that much, other than like being kidnapped and needing to be saved, which thus drives the plot. So like, take her, all of her. I'll give you Hades, whatever. So take her out of every single arc, like the fights that the one moment that she had. Anyone could have come in and beaten that person as well.
I mean, I guess. But
But
she
she's the
did
weakest
it.
Because she,
Remember.
but
But
take
she
Natsu
did
out,
it.
they're not beating the Irrationseis.
I don't know. man.
Take Urza out, they're not beating
I
the
don't know. Taros
Irrationseis.
would have been like, all right, you have to see me.
What does Lucy do in the Irrational Says arc?
I don't even know. Like she's
Oh,
not
didn't she
irrelevant.
fight Angel because Angel had a
Yeah, she had the
a key
keys.
as well.
She had the key.
Yeah, she had
and then
Gemini.
I think she like
Just so
I
fucking.
think she summoned someone to help with Urza. Maybe. Like the cross dude. And it's like he's like, yeah, is this poison? And
Yeah.
then the other guy was like, alright, it's this poison, we gotta save her. And when he's like well, like, he gotta figure that out on his own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, take her out. She is just purely irrelevant. And she's the only plot purpose she serves is to drive the plot of her getting kidnapped and or needing to be saved. Therefore, everyone goes to save her, which drives the plot forward. She's an irrelevant character.
I guess.
No hindrance.
Ash was asking us what our podcast was about today.
Who?
Ash.
Oh,
I
it's
sent
about
her
Fairy Tale.
yeah, man. No, this dumbass females are ruining our manga.
No, it's about how these incel mangakas make all these women useless and bad in the manga, and then like that's just how women are. And then you got female mangakas like FMA and
everyone's just good. They're so good.
writing good female characters. Like those are anomalies. They shouldn't be.
Yeah,
you can
shouldn't
do
be.
it too, but you just don't
You
like
choose
women.
not to, yeah.
You're an incel, bro. To them, they're like women just love interest.
Yeah.
I don't know, like not even like in like an SJW way. Like I do just like a female character because it's like it's an interesting, it's a
good
fresh
female
man.
character.
Yeah, they're fresh
Because I'm
brother.
always used to someone like Goku, right? You're always used to someone
Oh, yeah,
like
Goku.
being just a buff guy who's stronger than everyone. It's cool seeing a girl who's maybe not buff, but she uses finesse or her power system to be the strongest. That's always interesting.
Yeah, I'd agree. And I also like to kind of go off that. Another thing I also hate, because you also have like the irrelevant, where it's like they're nothing there but just for like fan service or whatever.
Yeah.
But the like kind of like the opposite of like they're just there to be kind of strong and that's it. Like their whole trait is like them just being strong. And like it's
So
like
Urza?
well, it's like the personality is like
Oh.
I'm the strongest and I'm a bully and I'm mean. It's like that's
So
it's kind of.
Yeah, I mean, that's did a lot more. She's a general.
It's like the dichotomy. Like think about like early on Mario Leona. She's just there to be like
Oh,
in
okay,
your
yeah,
face
yeah.
and be aggressive, and that's all she
Yeah.
serves. But then she gets more stuff later on, which is good.
Yeah.
But it's like I hate the dichotomy of like they're either going to be kind of useless and just for fan service and like there just to be there, or it's like they're just overly
yeah.
aggressive and in your
I
face.
see what
That's
And
what
it kind of
Melly,
goes-
that's what I felt like Marilyn.
That's why she was annoying
She was.
for me.
I feel like she was just a shoehorn. He was like, "Oh, I don't have a strong woman character. Shoehorn
her in.
Oh, now she's the stronger than Fugillian, even though she was never mentioned before.
But it like
like-
now with like looking back on what because I'm not caught up, but I'm pretty far into it. Like looking back on like her character arc and stuff,
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense why she
for
was like
sure.
that at first because she's like the drill sergeant. Like we're
Yeah.
doing this work, we're getting it done.
But that's
it's like at
just-
the time when I was reading, I was like, this is shit. Right?
Well,
I hate her.
well, that's just him. I think that's just like backpedal writing, right?
Yeah, I
like
think
he
it is,
wrote
yeah.
it originally, and he's looking back and how can I make it make sense?
How can I make
Well, not only
sense,
that,
yeah.
like when like the arc that she's most prevalent in is during like a war arc. So like
Yeah.
you don't need to know all about her. You're like she's
Exactly.
strong.
No, it's not about that. It's just about like she's not
Well,
even
that was-
referenced or
so-
anything in the previous.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
true. I see what
Yeah.
you're
It was
true.
kind of
So
like
she's a shoehorn.
the point that
I mean, that's only
brought-
because like she's always like gone.
Yeah,
she's always doing
that's literally convenience.
It is.
It's
Convenient. It's convenient, right?
But we never brought it up.
It's the good.
Favorite character,
At least when,
but
no, at least I'll say at least when Gildart's always gone, he's still mentioned.
He's mentioned, yeah. But
He's
it's the same
always
effect,
been.
he's
It's like,
gone.
yeah, this guy is always gone. Shanks and Gildarts are like Gildarts is supposed to be based on Shanks, so that's why he's always gone.
Yeah.
true.
But like what I was saying is like I just don't like the dichotomy of like, a lot of people, like a lot of not even just mangakas, just like people in general, like even in real life, they fall into this dichotomy of women either fit this, like the overly sweet and,
Yeah, it's like
and
this
nothing, or the overly aggressive. Like there's a lot of like, not to get like too political, but I know some people like in real life that I know that were like female to like male, like transition, all that stuff, and they fit on like the persona of I'm gonna be in your face aggressive because that's how men act.
Yeah.
And it's like they fall into this box, and it's so annoying. I'm like, just stop. Like, you don't have to be, just be a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, have your flaws. You can be aggressive, but like, pull it back a little bit sometimes.
That's why it's always refreshing to see a female character who's
That's
written
written
like
well.
a character. Like that's
Like Noelle. Noelle's written really well.
just
I like the
written
way
like a
Noelle's written.
human and not written like, oh, love interest, right?
Exactly.
Like that's my
Exactly.
worst annoyance. It's just like, oh, you're written as love interest. And even I'll even say to not just say like we're trying to only pick on women. Women authors also have this problem when they're writing shoujo. They make men to just be the male and like the love interest. It happens both ways. It's not just a
Exactly.
one-sided thing.
Yeah.
That's why I love
in
characters.
general, I don't like that writing style. It's like this person is only a love interest, nothing else.
That's why I like Noelle, because at first you kind of like can get the sense like, oh yeah, she's gonna be Asa's love interest at some point, because that's kind of
Yeah.
like how shonen goes. But then you start learning more about her, because she was never like, she never fit into that dichotomy, and she was a really well written character. And then you get more of her backstory, and it starts developing as a person, right? Not just as like a fighter or as a mage, but like as an actual person in the story. She develops more throughout the story, which makes her a better character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I love the development and like them being not just one dimensional. That goes for men, like you said, men and women. I just don't like one dimensional characters.
Yeah.
Like their whole personality is just this.
Exactly.
I love depth.
Casca.
Casca, yeah.
Great
Like,
depth character.
she was at first. I will say she was a little annoying because she kind of like was that overly aggressive. But it's because Guts was.
But there was a reason.
There was a reason for
there
it.
was always a reason. Like,
There's always a reason. Like
yeah.
Because that wasn't backpedal, though.
That's
That
not
wasn't
backpedal
backpedal.
writing. There was always set like that was the like you could
Yeah.
see the reason of why
she was just
like
aggressive
that.
because Guts was new.
Yeah, and she didn't
She
like
didn't
how
trust
Guts
him.
got the attention of someone she trusted
Loved.
so much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it always made sense with
But
that.
then, like, you get
Casca's
more
like
about Casca.
one of- she's always like one of the, I'm like that's like the best written female character in my opinion. is, like,
I'd say so.
Casca's
Yeah,
there.
Casca.
Like
yeah.
she's always my person. When
If not
someone
number
asks me.
one, definitely like up there.
Yeah, she's like if she's not number one, she's top 3 for sure.
For sure.
Like no doubt. I mean, that's basically it here. I think
Yeah.
we talked about enough.
We talked
for
about a
this
lot of stuff
episode.
today. You wanna wrap it up? You want me to wrap it up?
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Well, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, share, go to the subreddit, sub to that, post. I wouldn't mind some of that. Go follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram post. I don't know. Go to the description, look at all the stuff, click all the links, do all that stuff. Comment.
Yeah,
Any
Vote in the
interaction that we
poll.
can get. Vote in the poll, because I actually, just talking about it today, I really do want to talk about Deity Pressure. Also, don't forget to vote if you want Devin to be an editor, in which case we'll go a little bit more in depth with some of the material that's covered in Deity Pressure. And I think that's about it. So
Yeah,
go ahead and see you guys next time. See ya.